corpses, unholy living dead. They had to lock us up, put us in their British hell. Make sure your face is clean now. Can't have no dirty dead. All the cops here are clean for all the acts in British hell. I don't want to be here. Your lungs are not you. I don't want to be here. Your British hell. Ain't no mystery. Why I'm in they call us walkie corpses, unholy living dead. They had to lock us up, put us in their British hell. I don't want to be here, and your lungs are done here. I don't want to be here, your British hell. Ain't no mystery, why I'm in misery.
From a couple of years on, things are real horrible here in New York, all over.
You're dealing with a lot of people that are maniacs today.
You're dealing with an individual who's very basic, who only knows two things, rip off or be ripped off.
Many of those who make good by being bad are nowhere to be seen these days.
I'd be afraid. Of course I'd be afraid. He's a sick guy. He'd kill any time.
There isn't anything on earth that I will hide from or back up from.
People seem not to understand the close relationship between organized crime and street crime. And certainly in dealing with street crime in his area or any other kind of crime, the uniformed patrolman.
All the lawyers that worked so hard in this case were on trial for 9 months. We're 3 weeks from an acquittal, all 10 defendants, and the government abandoned the case.
How many times he's done that? We're so mad, that fed up, that I would attack him.
Yo, what's going on, everybody? Happy Friday the 13th, if that's such a thing. I don't know if anyone celebrates it, but every year on NYC Crime Spot, we celebrate it. All right, we don't celebrate it, but we talk about some notorious crimes that occurred in New York City on Friday the 13th. And yes, this is what, my third year in a row doing this? Yes, it's a little repetitive because you know, they're not coming up with new Friday the 13th New York City crimes every day. So we got to rehash some of the old ones. But hey, I mean, we talk about it once a year. Give me a break. Huh? I'm sure you guys like it. But we're going to expand. I would like to expand more on one character that we spoke about in the past. This is the guy by the name of Winston Moseley. I would like to expand on him a little bit if we have time. I'm going to have a guest coming on. Actually, this is actually a guest that was my guest the last time I did a Friday the 13th live stream. Just so happens to be the same guys coming on. Didn't mean to plan it, but I threw him a text because I know he's got some new things in the works. Let's say hi to some people. Trent S., the first man on the scene. What's going on, my buddy? OG Ruby Almighty, Pete D. Scott H., my man. Oscar Madison, my man. What's going on? Corruption Connection, my buddy Tony. Go check him out on the camp. I don't know if this guy calls his name Gagnon, or Gagnon. Gagnon. He's the guy on the Flagrant with Andrew Schultz. He's got his own podcast. Check out Tony up over there. Oh, my man. Ace of Base in the place. We got space. Brian Palladino. What is going on? Oscar Madison once again. G78, my man in Ireland. How are you? Opening song by the Misfits, London Dungeon. Written by Glenn Danzig after they became incarcerated overseas in London. They didn't like what the Misfits were doing over there. Any Misfits fans? Any Misfits fans? Who else? All right. Well, let me just preface by reminding everybody of some of the infamous Friday the 13th events that transpired here in New York City. Now, I say infamous because they're infamous to me. I think if I had to take a guess, the general historical consensus, if they were writing some fucking article in some newspaper, they would probably just refer to one of these crimes as an infamous crime. Of course, it's been studied by psychiatrists, psychologists. Of course, the bystander effect grows out of this incident, even though in the end, it seems like the bystander effect did not actually occur. On the night of Friday the 13th of March, 1964, the death of one Kitty Genovese. I'll go in chronological order. And we don't have to go crazy with talking about these because I've covered these before, but I want to remind everybody of these Friday the 13th events. Now, the next three that I'm going to mention, if we believe what's, I guess, the government believes, what has been written as by authors like Jerry Capisi, two individuals that may have taken, well, we don't have to go there. But listen, there's two guys that have something in common with everybody that took part in the next three Friday the 13th homicides. I'm referring to Anthony Center and Joey Testa. Of course, this is all Roy DeMeo crew related. The last one that I'm going to show you happens after Roy is dead, about 3 years later. And like I said, we don't have to go crazy on these, but I want to mention them every year. I want to remind everybody. Kitty Genovese, Friday the 13th of March, 1964. Andre Katz, Friday the 13th of June, 1975, at the Pantry Pride Supermarket in Rockaway. Mickey Spillane, Friday the 13th of May, 1977. Another Roy DeMeo incident. And finally, Friday the 13th of June, 1986, Vladimir Reznikov, the man who came to the United States in the 70s, like many Soviet Jews. He came here and immediately got involved in criminality. Ultimately, if we believe what Anthony Crackpipe Casso says, this was a hit that was carried out by Joseph Testa and tow with Anthony Center. So, and those are the two guys that would have something, probably to do with the last three that I mentioned. So these are all the Friday the 13th events. And we'll talk a little bit about them. I really want to expand on one psychopath piece of shit that is actually dead now. He died on March the 28th of 2016 in Clinton Correctional Facility, and that individual goes by the name of Winston Moseley. This guy on the right, one of the most, in my opinion, and whenever I see his photos, one of the most diabolical looking criminals I've ever seen. There's other photos taken this day. This was actually taken after he escaped from prison in the 67, I believe it was 67. And they finally catch him after he does a lot of other heinous activity. This is the killer of Kitty Genovese. Like I said, there's other photos from this time period. Here he is over here, and then you'll see him up over there. Very scary imagery of this gentleman. If you ever type in Winston Moseley in Google. He's like a real life candy man. I think last year my guest that's coming up called him a shadow man. Like he's like the shadow. There's something really spooky about him. And he was a piece of shit. Here he is again in this article. Right here. So let me catch up on the comments. I'm going to have my guest come in a little bit. And then if anyone wants to come on later, I mean, maybe you have a spooky, scary case or something that you want to talk about. Last Friday the 13th, a hell of a year. Moving on to 51 in 2015. His video is awesome. Keep going. Moving on to 51 in 2015 video is awesome. I'm not sure what that means, but I appreciate it, buddy. Thank you, Daryl. Thank you. David Price, what's going on, man? He says, yabba dabba doozer. Okay, cool. Chang Lang. All right. What's going on with the drones in the air of New Jersey? Saw 20 already. Oh, you physically saw them? You actually saw them? You're in Jersey? I have no idea what's going on. we're told by the government that this is nothing to worry about. This has nothing to do with any foreign, countries, China, Russia, whoever it may be doing this stuff. I know a couple of days ago you had some guy alluding to the idea that, I think he was a politician, I'm not sure, alluding to the idea that this is who was he saying? Oh, Iran, that this was Iran and they were sending them here, I think he was saying. And then there's like some mothership boat sending them all out. Dude, to be honest with you, I really don't know. I really don't know what they are. And I haven't seen any myself. I heard that there was spottings of them in Queens. It's been largely, as far as the East Coast goes, I know like there's all this stuff going all over the country. People were reporting these things like weeks back. As far as the East Coast goes, I think New Jersey is currently the hot spot, but I am hearing potentially in Queens as well. I don't know, guys. I don't know what to make of it. You guys are more than welcome to express your opinions. I'm open to it. I don't want to, I don't know. You can go down so many conspiracies with this thing, but the biggest thing is like, okay. Oh, by the way, I'm pretty sure that I saw when I got out of work, I was browsing on my phone, something about one of those drones landing in a backyard or crashing down in New Jersey. I'm pretty sure. Let me see. Drone crashes. Let's see. Residents report possible drone crash in New Jersey, and then there's an image of like firemen looking at it. Yeah, so maybe we have one that has crashed, and then I've heard different opinions as far as the size of these things. I mean, somebody said it was the size of a car. Yet another guy says these things are the size of SUVs, which is pretty fucking frightening if that's the case. Yeah. I don't know. Okay, I get it, Daryl. Thank you, buddy. Daryl Redmond, thank you. Chang Lang, yeah, it's weird. It's weird. Roe blames G78 blames Scammy the Bull. Yeah, is it him? I'm sending out the drones, Bo. Eric Basora, what's up? How are you? Half Rican Jew brother. Yeah, that's me. Is that you too? They even spotted in the Rockaways about 2 weeks before. They've been in the news and just yeah. I recall hearing other people spotting them around. Maybe the Rockaways is what you said, and then other parts in the country. Another fat, bald Italian. My man. I heard it was Amazon delivery testing drone delivery out. Are you joking, or is testing it out, really? I don't know. Maybe. That's pretty weird. Well, why wouldn't we know about that? Why don't they just fucking say that? I snapped a photo of one in Voorhees, New Jersey last night. Possible War of the World's upcoming. Yeah. Voorhees, perfect name for Friday the 13th, by the way. Perfect name. Jason Voorhees. All right. If anybody wants to drop something in the chat, any creepy cases, any creepy things, even if it's from your town, if you want to talk about it, we'll talk about it. We will talk about it. My guest, give me a thumbs up if you're ready to come in. I guess not. I don't know. Oh, he just gave me the thumbs up. Okay. Yeah, that's Loomis. Roro, can you do me a big favor, please? Pretty, please. Can you drop throughout our conversation here? Can you drop Loomis's channel, por favor? Soretti, what's going on, man? How are you? Youngstown Dog Man. Who's that? Who's the Youngstown Dog Man? Youngstown, Ohio. They had like some mob there back in the day, right? They have a history of organized crime. Isn't that correct? I don't know much about Ohio. Take a sip of my drink. I'll bring my guest. Bustelo. Cafe Bustelo. There it is. There's my guest coming on. Sub to Hard Truths and Reviews here. I also have an Instagram link that I'm going to drop in a minute. My last Friday the 13th, Loomis just happened to be in my stream. And Loomis is back again. Mr. Loomis, how are you, sir?
Maybe I just happened to be in your stream. I'm one of your guests, and I'm honored to be here. I can't, but dude, I looked at the phone.
No. I didn't mean to say it like that. My last Friday the 13th stream, you were the guest on that one.
Oh, yeah, no, 100%. But no, I'm just want you to know that I'm just extremely grateful because I just got done doing a bunch of business earlier, and I looked at the phone and I saw that. And I was like, because I was like, in the, like when like, all right, it's time for me to lay down and chill and watch a movie.
Oh,
I was
yeah,
just about to get in that mode, and then I saw your text, which was only not even like an hour ago, and I was like, yes, I'd love to do it. So
nice.
Thank you for having me on. I love this fucking guy right here. So thanks for having me on, Brett. I appreciate you.
Thank you, bro. Thank you. David Lopez, what's up, man?
I never thought I'd be one of those guys. I always wondered, why do people wear shades during on podcast?
Yeah.
With this, I got like this new 24-inch though type light thing.
Oh, sick. I got one of those too. Yeah.
I wouldn't be able to see comments though without it though. So now I see why people wear shades during
yeah, I bought like the blue blocker glasses to like wear for the screen shit. But I hate the way it reflects in the screen, so I never wear them. And then I don't know if I can do the sunglasses thing. I don't know if G78. I live in Belfast, where the world capital is car bombs.
Prescription.
Oh, okay.
G78, what's up? How you doing there? But Brett, I just want to thank you though, honestly though, for really having me on. And it's great though, because the past, I'd say 2 months, 3 months, 4, 5, 6 months, like I've really like just been handled personal stuff in the background, family stuff, and it just in these past 2 weeks, a lot's been happening. So it's just great though to be here. It's great to be back moving and doing what it is I love to do. And I just want to thank you so much for having me on.
Yeah, man. Thanks for coming on short notice. I'm gonna ask you in a minute what you got going on. Let me just read some.
Well, we just talk about Friday the 13th or whatever you just want.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about that.
I heard you say anyone here Misfits fans when I came. I'm like, oh my god, dude! I loved how you were talking about the music because I love music. That's my number one music.
Yeah, I don't often get to talk about it, but I do love the Misfits.
Me and you need to talk about the Misfits and what do you call it, Sam Hain, and also.
I was gonna play Archangel in the beginning of this, but. The recording of Archangel with Sammy is so terrible. Like they've never remastered any of that. So
you ever get into any King Diamond or like Merciful Fate, any of that stuff?
A little bit. His voice is pretty wild. It's a little tough for me to take at times, but I definitely appreciate it.
I like your style though with the keys though. How
Yeah.
In the King Diamond, Merciful Fate, yeah. But I heard that and I was just like, oh no shit. I didn't realize that you were all into the punk rock scene from back then too.
Oh my god, yeah, dude, that's me. That's my whole everything.
Another fat bald Italian.
Growing up in Queens, the horror house on Long Island always had a rumor that one of the masked characters had a real knife and started stabbing people. I forgot the town, the horror house. Bayville, huh? I know Bayville. It's a weird kind of place, very secluded part of the island. They have a Bayville Scream Park in there. The owner of that got in trouble for a COVID loan fraud, I believe. I think he got in big trouble for that. They had to shut the park down a couple years ago. Bayville's a weird place. It's a place where you don't want to run out of gas because you got a little bit to get out of there. And it's not even that far from like Queens. It's just like one of these real secluded type places, though. But I'm not sure about like the horror house. Joey Frakes, what's going on? Corruption Connection.
How you doing, my friend? And I hope you had a happy Thanksgiving.
Mike Yeaney, what's going on, buddy? How are you? Yeah. Vegas Pete, Anthony Raimondi back on the YouTube circuit. He was on Stacks. Get the fuck out of here. Is he really back? I really want him.
Well,
is he really back? I gotta check.
Fucking respect. May 13th, thinking of the 13th when I was born, the Pope got shot. I was born at 1:37 p.m. My mother to this day tells the story that the Pope got shot, and like I was like right like when I was born, obviously had nothing to do with me. But every time now I hear you say Raimondi, because I'm like, oh yeah, he killed the Pope. It reminds me of that story of myself. How about this, May 13th? How about this on Vlad? You want to see the first 150? Not that he's going to show him 150 dead bodies, just a tattoo. Oh, that means. And he's like, let me show you the other 150. But you know what?
I know.
And he's like, my uncle Lucky and this and that. I don't know. I think he came out though just as like someone knowing that he was like a character and that he was just going to make money though from it. And
well, let me put it to you like this.
Takes himself seriously because that's it. Come on.
Yeah.
Now.
Let me put it to you like this, and I don't really care because the guy is a fucking moron. But I went on Pacer, which is where you can look up federal indictments and stuff, and I tried to see if he had any indictments. He didn't have any indictments. But as many of you know, bankruptcy is federal, so all bankruptcies are public information. You go on Pacer. There's a good chance.
Yeah, that's his private though background finance stuff though and stuff. So I think that he not to cut you off, man, but I think he didn't know like what to do, so he came out with this character.
Well, I was going to say the bankruptcy is the same year his book comes out.
There, so exactly. Though.
Just to put that whole thing together. They both happen around the same time. So
I know. I got you. I just don't want to talk about anyone's finances. Or
no, I don't want to talk about it. I only say because it's public, and I think other people have spoken about it before. But
no,
I'm not going to go down.
I was just going to say, and on top of that, though, he's being a scam artist. So
well, and that's why I don't care either, because he's like such a liar. But I'm not going to go into the whole bankruptcy. But yeah, bankruptcy. I got a cousin that plays bass. He played for a band, Scrap Pile. They opened up for NoFX, Offspring, Sum 41 opened up for them. Wow. That must have been back in the 90s if Sum 41 opened up.
Joey's a great guy, right?
Late 90s, maybe. You swear to God. Oh, okay, I got to go check that out. I definitely got to check that out. Chang Lang, we need Loomis as a drone pilot to protect Jersey and find out what's going on. The human drone pilot.
Started those fucking things. Someone asked me, yes, excuse my language. I know because if you get limited now, if you curse, but then why does it say if it's 18 and older when you make a video? Just hard not to curse. But anyway.
No, you can curse here. I really don't care.
The drones that are going on, I don't watch the news. I don't watch anything. But someone said, called me and asked me about them. I'm like, no, I didn't see any this and that. But from what I'm just hearing, like, whether it's in the background on the TV or whatever, it's probably government type shit drones, and they're just testing them.
That's what I thought. And obviously they're just pleading ignorance. I don't know what they would be testing, or
they tell the truth all the time.
Yeah, they always tell the truth. Yo, Vinny Boombots, what's going on, my man?
Vinny,
when did you say was your birthday?
Vinny, say that again.
When was your birthday? You said with the Pope?
5/13/81.
Oh, okay. I'm May 9th.
Nice, man. Nice. So then
Taurus is
Taurus. Lions.
What's your sign? Corruption Connection. Why don't you come on, you fucking bum? Do I got to call you out, you bitch?
He's a great guy right there, man.
I'm kidding. I'm just messing with you, bro.
I like that guy. No,
he's very hesitant to come on. He's never came on alive. He's never. I know. I'm not trying to call you out, buddy, but I heard it was Alf flying the drone. Oh, there's Alf himself, Perry Calamari, as a gay pride Alf.
What's up, Perry Calamari? Nice.
A pride Alf. That's interesting.
That's
cool.
Crazy. Though, Brett, you're right. Friday the 13th. That's the last time I was on. It was a year ago.
Could be.
About that.
I think G78 wanted me to ask you about your hat. What's up with your hat? Is it because is it very Ireland?
Oh, this is from Ireland. This hat.
It's from Ireland.
It got brought back from Ireland from family. Mukros from Ireland. And then the Pindos from Ireland. And then this one I just wear because Joe Buffalino gave it to me. It's the captain.
That's so cool.
The Civil Rights League pin from
that's really cool.
Italian Civil Rights League. Oh yeah, I got a bunch of stuff from the league. And what's real cool is there was one vinyl made of a song for the league, and Joe's father, Angelo Buffalino, who was the vice president of Chapter 34, they would just charter buses up, and they were up there at Columbus Square, all that type of stuff. But Joe has the only vinyl that was made, and he actually just gave it to me, and I have it though on my record player. It's the actual song though for the league. Yeah.
Is that song out there? Oh, you have the only vinyl?
I have the only vinyl of it. Yeah. That's not my, it's his. He's like, hold on to it though, because I run the Buffalino family page.
Yeah.
So he's like, hold on to it. And then with the project and stuff. So it was just real cool though. It's just, when you hold in one thing that there's like just one of it, just, I don't know if you just feel it. You feel that history, the ghost of that past.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. Same feeling I get like when I go to, they're asking about, did you see the Gotti Patrick Bet-David interview that they had? Gotti Jr.? People are asking.
I saw some good parts. I just want to say, the one main part though, like with John A. Light though, and I just want to say I never heard a question though. This goes between, I'm talking about anyone interviewing, not even just Mafia John or anywhere. Say what you want about him, but the way he answered the John A. Light question by saying, "I'm not going to go there. He lost his daughter. I know he's in mourning. I know how it is." From
Oh, that's interesting. See, I didn't see that. I only watched about half of it.
I know how it is from Frankie Boy. And he's like, maybe a different time. Like he explained, like obviously he's a piece of shit. Like that's where he would have been. But he's like, I know he's in mourning. And he's like, one thing that I'll never do, I'll never kick anyone when they're down. Right. And I just respected that big time.
Yeah.
Like when he said
that. No, that was classy. Yeah. I mean, I would love. I mean, that would be the real show I'd watch if those two would sit down and talk. But I mean, whatever. I doubt it.
No, but listen, the real
John the Father.
Yeah. The only thing is though is that some people don't become like real fans or whatever, certain kind. But I'm just gonna be honest with you, it's a fact that Johnny Light was around him at those times.
Oh, of course. Come on, that's not even debatable.
He was inside the Raven Light even too. There's a video of that.
It's not even debatable.
I mean, you could show people all these videos and they're still like, no, not like, I mean, because some people just I don't know why, but we just try to get to the facts of the matter, you know. But no, they were absolutely acquainted.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I know older people older than me.
Pluto, why they're gone, though. Why they split too, you know what I mean? So there was falling out though. But Junior handled that very classy, I thought.
Yeah, listen, I know older people from that area, generation before me, that don't know shit about organized crime. They don't care about mob or whatever. And they knew who he was. Let's put it that way. They knew he was a dangerous guy in the neighborhood. People from Woodhaven, Ozone Park. I'm not saying he's a fucking, you know, the fucking biggest gangster in the city or whatever the fuck it is. But
who, Gotti Jr.?
No, I'm talking about A-Light.
Oh, yeah. Meaning, I tell you, yeah,
I know people from that area where he was from that are older than me that like, fucking definitely knew who the guy was.
And all that out of it beforehand, though, Jamaica, Queens, and stuff like that, in areas where he was at, he did a lot of that shit. Like, you know, he really stabbed that guy in the stomach. You could see all the paperwork on all of it. So, like, it's just though that he ended up though saying so much that was just like, okay, but like, you know. Like what you taught me, and I'm being humble by saying like what you like guys like Manny taught me is always get paperwork and stuff. And the paperwork, it still lies sometimes because a lot of it, all the 302s and stuff come from FBI informants. So you know informants are lying too. But for like, was there a situation where this happened? And blah blah blah. I mean, it clearly states it did. So I mean,
right.
I'm not going to say no just because like, you know, I don't like this one.
Hey, listen, as far as I'm concerned.
Partial
as a civilian, if somebody's convicted of a crime and they've done time for a crime or they've been sentenced for a crime, I really don't think you have to play a game where you do allegedly or this and that. No, he's been convicted. It's a court of law. It's the United States of America. He's been convicted, guilty of murder, 25 years. You're okay with saying the guy's a fucking murderer. Now, if there's a lot of homicides and they didn't catch him for this one or catch him for that one, then you could say he allegedly participated in this according to the feds. He participated in this. They didn't have enough evidence, whatever it may be.
Yeah.
But there's some people who is just like, oh, no, the information came from this guy, so there's no fucking way it's true. I mean, I don't play that.
Yeah, like the other day though, on Johnny Red Shay's page, someone was saying how Francis or Johnny made a comment to him, just being like, you know, he did cooperate, like just, you know, because someone else had a comment, and then we even put the link up of him on testifying from Mob Facts, which is a fantastic show, and another friend of mine, great guy. Mob Facts, you know the channel, right?
Of course, yeah, I know. I speak to him. Yeah, I speak to him.
Yeah, Grout. Then you know, great guy.
Of course.
So, so we're just you know, the people actually saw the video, and then instead of just being like, oh, okay, yeah, he cooperated, like they were just like, yeah, but he was worth millions and no one went to prison. But my whole thing is like, well, like, are you the judge? Like, you're not the judge. You don't know that, like, or this or that. The bottom line is, I have no problem, with Michael Ray or whatever, but I mean, he absolutely cooperated. I mean, that's just a fact.
Right. I mean, he could say, well, he was, I don't know if you're talking about like the 1996 Congress, the committee that they were having.
Also, though, he gave more names than Norby Walters, though, because he was talking about Don King too and gambling and all that.
Right. See, that might be a part of the whole thing.
Like Costa Nostra, you're not supposed to even be able to talk to nothing whatsoever.
Right.
You know,
So, listen, In
But people
96,
make excuses like, well, he did it because yes, but yes, I get that. Who knows if I was never put to a test like that, so I might. But my point being is, if you want the actual truth and the fact that that's what happened, that's all. You know what I mean? And people seem like to get irritated by it. It's I don't know. That's what happened.
And listen, he cooperated with the
against him.
The Committee on Governmental Affairs. It was a committee in 1996, I believe. It was on Russian organized crime. I mean, a lot of stuff, not even just the gas scam, but he testified in that, and he basically ran down. Him and Anthony Casso actually both did, and other people. They basically ran down. They each ran down kind of their own history. If you go to my channel, and I should do this with the Francis part because I have all. If you ever want to read it, I have the whole paperwork for the whole committee, everything, all the text, Michael's full speech. If you go to my channel, I actually did. I have Gas Pipe, his testimony where I narrate his words and I put pictures and everything. Maybe I'll do that for Francis too. That might be a good idea, but. Yeah, so he cooperated with that.
He's around the like yellow, like you can't see him, right?
Right. Well, this is just the paperwork I have. I've never actually seen, but you're right. There is a clip out there. You are right about that, though. Yeah. Swish Rips, what's going on, my buddy? How are you? Paul Boyle, what is going on? Who else?
Everyone in the chat.
I didn't say thank you to my man in Ireland, G78, 1999. Thank you, buddy. Much appreciated.
Ireland in the house.
Thank you, buddy. Mike Eaney says we have a Joe Buffalino in Erie.
That's crazy, though. In Erie, Pennsylvania, I'm in Wilkes-Barre, my friend. That's crazy. But I'm trying to think. Would it be
how many Buffalinos are there?
It could be an instant, but I mean, not that many. Actually, they got split off of Canada. The name was changed. I actually had a family member reach out though from over in where were they at? Canada they were in, and they reached out and they said though, like, you know, when their family though came though to the ships though, that like they were split up and they were just given different though last names. So the ones though in Canada never talked to ones that came over here. It's like that's like a whole other crazy thing I could get into. Like it'll take time, but it's just because you realize once you cross over on Ellis Island and this and that. For example, Doherty, right? That's my mom's maiden name. Right now it's D-O-U. It's D-O-U-G-H-E-R-T-Y.
Right.
But before, when her parents lived out there, it was D-O-H-E-R-T-Y. Right. But Ellis Island, though, would change, though, and change everything like that. So there could be relatives all like, all over, the world that you just don't know about from just that. That's like Brett, me and you are brothers, and then, but you're going to go here, I'm going to go there.
Right.
And then it just, I mean, that's still that's a relation. It's just that Ellis Island changed how about in The Sopranos, Phil Leotardo at the end?
Yeah, they would always do
Leonardo,
not
Leotardo. Like that, so, but no, that's a real thing.
Roro says, did Junior say anything new or just rewriting history, asking for a friend? I don't know if he said anything new because I got to be honest with you. I mean, I've seen all the old stuff. He did that interview with that guy Burner. I didn't watch it. I should. It's something I should do. I just didn't watch it. There's a reason why. No, but the Patrick Bet-David one.
God, sorry. The Burner one, he's just sitting there telling them how much, though, that he loves this place and they love this castle place. Patrick Bet-David actually.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so the PBD one is because I'm kind of a fan of PBD.
No disrespect to the other guy, but they were just acting as friends. Like I was at the
they were just friends and shit. Yeah. The PBD one, I started listening because we were doing the live stream on 52 Topics the other day, and it was going to be a topic of discussion. So I started listening to it at work. I got halfway through it. Unfortunately, I could not finish it, but I'm going to finish it. But to what you say, Ro, and it's the reason why I don't want to watch that stuff. One, because I don't think I'm going to get anything new, and number two, like that shit is like borderline cult, just the whole Gotti thing. To me, it's borderline cultish, and I really just don't give a fuck. I don't care to, I don't know. To me, it's very cultish, and I've seen more than enough evidence that those people can do no wrong, and that's all I'm going to fucking say on that. Trent S. Finding about how a judge released a CI with the federal 5K letter to WITSEC and how they sign out, walk free, and decide it was interesting. Interesting points we got. Yeah, I didn't get that far. I didn't get that far.
Another
But I'm
thing,
turned
too,
off
though,
to the whole thing. I just don't.
well,
I
yeah,
don't
I mean,
care.
it's even
I
when Get
don't give a
Gotti came,
fuck.
when,
Like
when
I
Get
don't
Gotti
care.
came out on Netflix, I was like another Gotti documentary. But Junior though came out and, like, you know, he had it laminated and everything. The 302, the infamous one that they always talked about with him, a Queen of the Day.
Yeah.
And but so I didn't know this though, but the names though that he mentioned, they were all dead already. And he had the proof of it from the time before or whatever though. So that was just something new I learned about that 302. But I didn't see the whole thing or anything.
Yeah. And of course, I you know, listen, I like the history, to study the history of John Gotti. I like to study the history of the guys that he had around him, where he came from. I think he's a fascinating figure. I can go
He
on and
admitted
on.
though too, though, that his
just
father would have wrung his neck, by the way. Sorry. But Patrick did say to him, even though that you went in there and you did that with the 302, what would your father think of that? And he said he'd never speak to me again. Like, so he was like very straight. He's very intelligent too. I was shocked by the way he's.
No, I think he is. Yeah, I don't think he's like some sort of bonehead or anything. No, I think I think generally he's probably, you know, he's not a bad guy. You know, he's got a family. You know, he does what he does. But you know, it's still like the way and I don't blame him. He has to talk about certain things a certain way, like, oh, my dad should have killed Sammy, or, you know, saying things like that. You know, he was supposed to kill him or whatever, or playing this weird thing like, oh, I didn't watch your interview with Sammy, Patrick. I'm computer illiterate. I know nothing about computers. And then, like, later in the interview, he's describing something Sammy did in the interview with PBD. So it's like, all right, you probably did watch it. You're lying. You're trying to come off as some, like, fucking dude who's just like, oh, technology. I don't know anything about it, you know? And then it's just,
well, there was a couple of Wi-Fi or internet in his house.
Get the fuck out of here, dude. Yeah. He lived, please. Yeah, sure. But there was another thing that I mentioned on 52 Topics with Frank the other day. I forget what it was. There was something else that he did that I thought was kind of silly. But yeah, no, I don't have anything against it. I mean, whatever. Not that he gives a fuck. Joey Frakes, these people want me to do the Patrick Bet David impersonation. They always get me with this shit. I can't bring up PBD.
I want to go. I want to see it.
Canarsie in the house. Dennis Genovese. What's up, buddy? How are you?
What's up, Dennis? Canarsie, Brooklyn in the house.
This fucking
Ricky
Bobby.
Bet David impersonation. Brett's good at it. I told Brett, like, with the voices he does and everything too. Like, man, yeah, you're talented, man. You got that in you. You could definitely do a faceless YouTube channel. Like,
yeah, it would be funny.
They wouldn't have a
So let me get into something about your dad. So you said your dad, he's like this guy. He's the Gambino crime family boss. So pull up that clip of this guy, John Gotti. So this is your father. He's 45 years old. Loomis.
Oh, come on. I need more. I wanted more. Oh, that's not good. Wow.
So pull up that clip of your dad. So there is this guy. He says that John A-Light, he's got a real problem with you. Will you ever sit down with this guy? Tell me. I'll pay you $10 million if you. All right, I'm done.
No, I see why the people.
I lose it after a while. My fucking voice goes. That's what I actually worked on because when I talk like this, it's almost already in my voice.
He's looking up in the air like this as he's saying it, and he's looking up. Yeah, he's
right. And he does this thing where he's always like, he takes like these weird deep breaths where he's like,
oh, dude, I do caught me off guard. You just
like, I'm sucking up all the energy over here. Pull up that clip. Let me see this. They have this chart that's out.
Perry Calamari, talk about Alf in a PBD voice. Fucking guy. I'm not fucking PBD, right?
Thank you for that.
Talk about Alf and no, I don't know about that.
Oh.
All right. Dennis Genovese trying to anyway, fuck. What do we got? What was I supposed to talk? I was supposed to talk about some diabolical son of a bitches. I'll leave it up to you guys because I don't care if we just hang out, really. I'll leave it up to you guys. If you guys want to talk about any of these images that I'm going to put on the screen, any of these events that took place on May 13th, Friday the 13th, New York City, I'll put them up. If you want to speak on any of them, I'll leave it up to you. I'm just coming on here to honor my Friday the 13th live streams. So we got Kitty Genovese. I don't know if it's related to Mr. Dennis Genovese from Canarsie, who's here right now. Friday the 13th of March, 1964. Andre Katz, Friday the 13th of June, 1975. Mickey Spillane, Friday the 13th of May, 1977. And Vladimir Reznikov, Friday the Friday the 13th of June, 1986. If you guys want to talk about any of those things, if you want to talk about this piece of shit, Winston Mosley, we can talk about him as well. Make sure to go to my channel and check out my last upload, which was about Martin Krugman. Martin Krugman. Maury from Goodfellas, if you will. I'm going to... What is
You
this?
still working on that Stacks thing, my man?
Of course. Yeah. Yeah, we got 3 installments on the Stacks one. I'm trying to figure out the angle for the next one. Get his nephew on again. Bobby, shout out to Bobby. I'm trying to come up with another angle to put another installment into it. Here's Mr. Stacks right there with Muhammad Ali. Look at him. Hey, let me through. What else? So what did people say?
Hold on one second.
Brett, that guy doing the interview sounds like a drunk Dracula. The interview.
Who's
What
that?
interview? I think Franchise Wine is the only one with a college level education. Yeah, you might be right about that. Yeah, you're probably right about that. Thank you, Roro, for sharing stuff. I also have another link. Loomis, Ryan Brown, what's going on, buddy? $4.99. Thank you, Brett. You should prank people on the phone with that impression. It would be fucking hilarious. Yeah, yeah.
I want to invite you down to Fort Lauderdale. We have a brand. So we just got this beautiful new property down in Fort Lauderdale. We're gonna have a big party. I'm gonna.
Oh fuck.
Funny. I just took a shit. Care to discuss that? Not really, Boombots. Not really, buddy. Thank you, Ryan Brown. Much appreciated, man. Thank you. Mickey Spillane figures the Irish guy wants to talk about Spillane. So this guy says up here, PBD voice impressions, you almost have to talk out of your throat. Yeah, we could talk about those. You guys love that DeMeo stuff. We could talk about that.
Like a murder machine right behind me. I finally got it out of my storage from the other place and I started it.
So Lewis, I'm going to share this Instagram account. If everybody who has Instagram, I don't know who does. I do. I'm going to follow this account. I'm sharing John Red Shea's Instagram account. Now, are you going to be doing a show with Mr. Shea?
Yeah, for right now, yes, in 2025. But right now, though, he is just getting his Instagram going and getting his followers going and getting some big interviews out there. And he was just on Business Insider about a month and a half ago, 2 months, and fantastic interview. And then, he just, he was on the Skinny with Joey Merlino. He just got back from that. But earlier, I was just talking to him, though, before. And, he's like, I've been sitting around. Rap Bastards came out in 2004, right? Right there is the book. Is his book. If anyone is interested in getting it, but he was like, he's watching these genres and all these shows, and people are saying this and people are saying that. He's like, why can't we hear it from a stand-up guy? So that's what Johnny, that's what he's going to be doing, and we're just, it's my show, Hard Truths and Reviews and stuff. Obviously, will be a different name. And all that stuff, though. We don't know, though, if we're going to keep it, though, on the same, though.
You might start a new channel.
No, I don't know, because I think I said I'm like shadow bit. So remember, you were on the show. I went on StreamYard. There's like 10. Then I go on the laptop. There's 20. Then you go on my phone, and there's like 800. There's already strikes from way back in the day and stuff on it. So we might start fresh. I don't know, but
you're monetized on Hard Truths and Reviews, right?
Yeah.
So just start another channel on a new Gmail account, and you could connect that to the same AdSense. It's the same.
I know,
thing.
but my question though to you is, if you do it though on just a different Gmail account, will they still have the memory of this?
Of course, I just did it. Yeah, I just did it. Yeah.
Oh, then what's
you can't have 2 channels with the same Gmail account. You have to have another Gmail account.
I know, but my question is, let's say my stuff's not getting shown because of strikes or stuff like that. If I put a new Gmail account up, will it still have the same, let's say?
No, the channels are treated differently. Like I could put up something crazy on this channel and get banned, but my 52 Topics channel, I don't think
we're at almost 6,000 right now. We're right at almost at 6,000 subscribers right now. So if you just subscribe to Hard Truths and Reviews, then we're just gonna we're just gonna piggyback off that because I mean it's a little head start, you know.
Right. All right. So John Shea, he was a drug dealer within Whitey Bulger's Winter Hill guys.
Yeah, there is an individual first though by the name of Brian Shea with them. There's no relation between him and John, but Brian Shea though was running the drug operation out in Southie for Whitey, and making Whitey a lot of money. I mean, Whitey probably made most of his money on drugs and shaking down actual big time drug dealers, but and he wouldn't allow angel dust and he wouldn't allow heroin. That's true, but cocaine and stuff like that was big business back in those days. So Brian Shea started though cutting the cocaine, and John was working. Red Shea was working for that was his boss at the time was Brian Shea. So picture he's like the captain of because he's the top of the drug entity, Brian Shea, for Whitey. So he's starting to get greedy and cut into it. And John didn't like it off the bat, like right out of the gate, and it confronted him about it. And then Whitey found out. And then when Whitey found out, he confronted Brian Shea and said to him, listen, I'm not going to kill you. You made me a lot of money, but this guy here is in charge. And then that's when John took over the drug operation for Whitey.
Wow. Very interesting.
Yeah. And the book is great. You know what, though? The book here, man, it's
David Price followed the Instagram. Roro, the great Roro G. Look how good Roro is. Look at this. You talk about the book. She already dropped the Amazon link.
I know. Roro, listen. Roro, I wish you a happy Thanksgiving and everything. And every time she can, she helps out. She's the best.
My man, G78. Have a good night, bro. Shout out to you, your family. I hope everybody is well, man. I'll see you soon, buddy. Emmanuel in Australia. What's up, buddy? How are you? Thanks for being here.
The book though here too, and that's his book, Rat Bastards. If anyone's interested in getting it, Ro, put up the link.
Mike Heaney. Yes, I have, of course. Yeah, definitely. Albert DeMeo's book for sure. For sure. This might come off as insensitive, but hearing Frankie Boy's room hasn't changed in 45 years. The first thing I thought of is, do they do dusting in there? Sorry if that's horrible. Oops. Yeah, I don't know. I'm sure they do clean. I mean, that's like, that's sad, you know, when people get into that, the psychological damage that something like that.
Oh, yeah. They said, though, in that interview that they never changed the room. Yeah, I bet you, though, they still, I know what she asked if they dust and cleaning the room and stuff. Probably. I mean, it should be just to bring the closeness though to it. He said something
Ryan
like
Brown.
Move around
Ryan Brown says Kevin Weeks tried to get my cousin Joey to work for him at Triple O's, which definitely would have turned into him dealing drugs or collecting money for Whitey.
Yeah, I mean, possibly. Kevin Weeks was always downstairs. Whitey would be upstairs in the office, and Kevin Weeks always went everywhere where Whitey went. So who knows what would have happened, though. But Kevin Weeks also though has brothers and siblings though that went to Harvard and stuff like that. So, you never know. But it's good though, obviously, that he didn't go that way,
Yeah, for sure. He might have ended up in a movie or a fucking book somewhere.
No, I hear you.
David Price followed John's Instagram, so we got a sub right there already. Reynolds is. I've never saw Reynolds with a plural with an S. Reynolds looks. Sorry. Good evening, brother. A fan from England. Just wondering when your next show, Pete LaFrosia, is. Please, my friend. Yeah, Reynolds. Thank you for being here, buddy. I recognize your avatar there. Thanks, man. You know what, Pete? I love Pete. If you're listening, I love you, buddy. Pete comes and goes, I guess, as he pleases, and I could talk to Pete 3 times a week, or I could talk to Pete 3 times in 3 months. So that's kind of.
You had a show with him, man. Imagine that.
That's how it is. Well, Loomis, we were doing live streams. We did about 4 of them the past few months. We were coming on Sunday nights doing live streams. Dennis Genovese, have a good night, buddy. Thanks for stopping by. Yeah, so we were doing live streams. He was here answering questions, and we did a few of those.
Okay.
But he comes and goes. Sometimes you can't get him, and I don't know, dude. I don't know. Nobody's gonna say anything to Miss Guy to change the room. Yeah. Still lives
No,
in
well,
Howard
actually,
Beach.
Junior said what I was trying to say before, and then the question came in was, Junior tried moving her like out on the island, and she just wasn't happy.
Yeah.
She'll never leave the house because she said that she hears her husband's footsteps come up at night, and
Yeah.
Frankie Boy's room is exactly the same.
Yeah.
She never
The whole thing
recovered.
is tragic. Like people want to glorify
That's
it.
terrible.
People want to say,
Glorify
stand up, this and that, stand up guy, man, blah, 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 he's the man, this, that. The whole thing is just tragic. It all equals tragedy, right? Went to
Yeah.
prison for life. His son died. He fucking murdered his neighbor because his son died. The other kid almost fucking went to jail for life. When everything else that we don't have to talk about, the whole thing equals tragedy. There's nothing fucking stand up about
You
it.
still don't
There's
see that,
nothing
but
fucking
on
cool
paper,
about it.
no, not at all.
It's a
Not at
fucking
all.
nightmare, dude. It's an American
Imagine what they
fucking
think,
nightmare.
Brett,
And anybody
like the
that
way
thinks
our-
otherwise is a fucking
We're on the
moron.
outside looking in. Imagine like what they think. They're like, probably like, why is everyone all?
I don't know what they think. For all I know, they think it's fucking awesome because there's a whole cult of this going on.
Yeah, but I don't know if all of them do. They have to at least.
But whatever. I don't really talk on this stuff. I don't want to be associated with any of it, to be honest with you. Fair play, my friend. It's just an amazing situation to have an actual Jamaican member on the channel, a really good guy. That yes, it is amazing. Sometimes I think it's yeah, it is. I agree. Thank you so much. Yeah, listen, if I could have him on every week, I would, but he does what he does. I mean, I don't know. Ro, can you do me a big favor, please? If you could drop the 52 Topics channel. Which is weird for me, I mean, because obviously I have Pete on this channel and I have a channel with Frank, and I'm a civilian. Like, I don't care.
Yeah,
I judge
well-
people by who they
well,
are. And
that's what I want to say, right? Yes, Brett,
Yeah.
real quick. You brought up John Red Shea, right?
yeah,
Well, he's obviously going rat. You know what I mean? Because, like I always said, he actually lived it, went through it, and said that. I'm impartial, and I always stay impartial. You know what I'm saying? So, like, it's not, but I'm not going to be someone just because I have a real gangster on my show turn into like a gangster and start, saying stuff about other people. You know what I'm trying to say?
Of course.
Some people don't link up with a gangster. They think that they're a gangster. I'm always impartial. That's all. It's just that he's the one that brought me in this back 3 years ago. And I know him for going on 11 years. He's a close friend of mine. I wouldn't be doing it without him. And he does though have a right to say what he says. But if I yell what, he did the time, he got put away by, cooperators. So, I just wanted to get that out there. Like, I will always remain impartial. Like how it's like if you interview someone, like, if you interview someone who cooperates and like they link you with them and you
Right.
said, yeah, it's going to be accessibility and stuff though like that.
No, I
And,
know. That's so stupid, though. I mean,
I
listen,
just think that's ridiculous. You're just a reporter.
people can think what they want. They can associate with who they want to, but,
Yeah.
I want to just give a
How
special
about
shout
even
out to my.
John?
Yeah.
John, he's so hardcore. I stayed over his house, and the next day I was going to Anthony Arlotta's though anyway to interview. Like,
He has no problem with that.
no, because it's me. I'm not involved with any of that stuff. He even said to me, he goes, "You're just doing your thing." You know what I mean? So, but then you hear it though from people that didn't go through anything that like he went through, and it's like, listen, I can see if I belong to an organization or something like that. We're just guys out there just getting stories.
Vinny Boombots, my brother, thank you so much. Vinny Boombots sent me a
Great
cash
guy.
app, a very generous cash app. I really appreciate you, my man. Thank you so
Great
much, dude. Kind of fucking surprised when I saw it. Very surprised. Thank you, man. I don't know where did you disappear in the chat? Vinny Boombots. I won't say your real name. Thank you so much, man. Thank you. That means a lot, buddy. Really, 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 really.
And thank you, by the way, for dropping though his link and the Hard Truths link. Thank you so much, brother.
From what I understand, he's been asked to speak to the twins, which he isn't going to do, and he wasn't crazy about that. He certainly wasn't asked by me, PT, and I know you're not saying that, but he certainly wasn't asked by me. I would never even fucking step foot in that direction, and he knows that for sure. I know someone that might have asked him. I mean, I know someone that might have asked him, or maybe tried to finagle it. I would never do that. I would never do that. Thank you, Vinny. Oh, you're here. He was getting another beer. Prego, by the way.
There's Vinny.
Thank you, my man. Appreciate you, brother. Cindy, what's going on? Cindy Birch, how are you? Hey, Roy DeMayo's knives are here. What's up? You been clean lately? Yeah, I know the person. I don't know. I've had to talk that guy down a little. No, not at all. Not at all, David. Not at all. Not at all. Those guys are doing what they're doing to jeopardize their freedom to those guys to associate with another felon. I mean, you got to be brain fucking dead. You deserve to go back to prison if you do that. Junior comparing his father and Nelson Mandela in the same reverence and praise was ridiculous. Is that true? Is that what happened?
No, he said no. He was asked. He said there's only two people though that ever impressed me, and it was his father and Nelson Mandela.
Oh wow, interesting. Yeah,
that's just what he said.
Okay. You know the two people that impressed me. You know the two people that impressed me. Martin Luther King and Winston Moseley. I mean, those two guys, they just really, they just really get me in my soul, Martin Luther King and Winston Moseley. I mean, two great African-American gentlemen who have made such an impact on society. MLK, Winston Moseley.
You want to remember last time, man? Like you brought him up last time and talk a little bit about what happened on Friday the 13th, like what Mickey explained.
Yes. Can you opine on Luigi, the CEO eliminator? Yeah, Luigi Mangione. This is another one. Like, I think I'm looking at it like what's going on in the periphery. I get wrapped up on the cultural stuff, like how people are reacting to it. And I think it exposes a lot of nastiness. I personally don't feel that CEOs should be assassinated on the streets. It's not a pastime that I enjoy or think makes much sense. I think Luigi Mangione is a spoiled rich kid who comes from a wealthy family, who went to the finest schools the United States has to offer, who was a valedictorian of his high school, who grew up with everything anybody could have ever wanted, only to become a loser who shoots somebody in the middle of Manhattan and is going to spend the rest of his life in prison. So that's kind of how I feel about it. I think he's pathetic. I think he ruined his life, and I think he had more advantages than probably everybody within fucking 2 or 3 blocks from me where I am right now.
He definitely ruined his life, Brett. But do you think though that maybe that the health, it shook a little bit of the healthcare providers, like being like, hey, maybe we should be a little more sympathetic?
No, I don't think so. I don't think so.
I'm saying that
I don't think so. And I think that a lot of, and I don't want to get into it, but I think that a lot of what goes on in healthcare is also intertwined with the government. It's like whole, because they're regulated in a certain way and they get away with certain things because the government says they can, things that they can't get away with in other countries. So it's a very nuanced conversation, which has to do with governmental power, lobbyists, and yes, also CEOs and all of that other stuff. Picking off people in the middle of Manhattan, it's kind of not what I'm into. I think, and once again, culturally, you're seeing a certain side of the political sphere praising it, and they think it's awesome, and they think it's fucking cool.
They're praising it. Yeah, they're praising it, and then like they got mad though because he was turned in.
Right, they got mad because he's turned in because they're like far left or whatever, and they're they never miss a cause. They're permanent revolutionaries, so they're always absorbing all these cultural causes. Oh my God, that's all they fucking do. That's all they know how to do. Most of them are fucking privileged too, and they go to the best schools also. And the common denominator with most of them is that they don't know violence. They don't take violence seriously, and they think violence is a joke. That's something that I see coming out of that political side a lot. I don't agree with it, but at the same time, is it possible that he was wronged by the healthcare, United Healthcare or whatever fucking healthcare he has? He was 26. As far as I know, he should have still been under his parents' healthcare. So I don't know what the story with that is.
Yeah, it had something to do with his mother. It had something to do with his
But
mother.
then, but he was also suffering some debilitating back and spinal
Yeah.
issues as well. But once again, it's like, I guess I can give him credit for, in a sense, going to the source of what his perceived issue was instead of shooting up a fucking hospital because he hates the healthcare industry or something. You know what I'm saying? I can give him credit for that in a sense, where it didn't seem like he wanted to kill civilians or just make some crazy impact. He was trying to do something else with it. I guess I can give him credit for that.
Even wrote on the bullet case, and even wrote. I mean, he was just trying to send a message.
Right. Very, very planned, very premeditated. I'm sure the feds are going to pick it up. Reynolds wants to know who Winston Mosley is, please. Okay, let's get into Winston Mosley.
Yeah, yeah.
This is actually the guy that I wanted to talk about mostly tonight. I wanted to expand on him.
Something else.
It's wrong what he did, but honestly, I don't know how many people were surprised something like this happened. Yeah, I'm really not surprised by it. I don't know. I just don't. I don't know. I don't want to go hard either way, but the most important thing I don't want to do is cheer on violence, because I think people that do that maybe either never experienced violence or haven't studied it or haven't looked into, what humans are capable of as far as violence, and they just think it's cool and they're in college and it's awesome. Let's punch a Nazi. Well, all these fucking slangs and these terms that they throw out there. You know what I'm saying? But whatever. Let's not get into it. Even though we already did. Winston Mosley from my man Reynolds. What's going on? So Winston Mosley murdered the young, the beautiful, the legendary Kitty Genovese on Friday the 13th of March, 1964. She would be killed in Queens, in her Kew Gardens neighborhood of Queens at 8262 Austin Street. Actually, this is a picture right here. This would be the spot where she was murdered. Now, this murder gave birth to what is known as the bystander effect, the idea that the more people are in the proximity of a crime or something bad happening, the less of a chance that they're going to intervene and do something. Almost as if we're all standing in shock. I'm waiting for you to do something. You're waiting for that guy to do something. And at the end of the day, we all fucking end up doing nothing. Now, the New York Times contributed to this a lot because they had this headline, whatever it was, 30 people saw and no one did anything. Historically, we look back at that case very differently. It's interesting that the bystander effect grew out of it because the bystander effect didn't happen that night. As a matter of fact, Kitty Genovese would die in her neighbor's arms as her neighbor was running out to assist her and would pick her up and hold her up as she was stabbed up and bloodied. She would try to help her. So the whole thing that nobody did anything and this and that whole thing has been overblown, but very interesting that we get the bystander effect out of it. Winston Mosley would ultimately, he was from Ozone Park, Queens. He would ultimately be picked up for this homicide. And we'll get into more about this character of Winston Mosley. Jewish woman. No, Kitty Genovese, Italian as can be. And the imagery behind me, I'll remove on my back shot thing right there. That's Kitty Genovese. That's probably the most famous picture of her. Many people might not know that picture of Kitty Genovese is actually a mug shot. She was running a little gambling thing behind the bar at the bar that she was bartending at. She had a little action going on behind the bar. She would get arrested, and that famous picture of her is her mugshot. Now, Winston Mosley, right, would be picked up for this, and they would pick him up. And when they picked him up, he actually started admitting to being involved in other homicides that they never even charged him for. One was an interesting one in particular, which is this one right here, which became a case where two people were saying that they killed this woman by the name of Barbara Kralik. Winston Mosley claimed he did it, and according to the cops, Alvin Mitchell was actually the guy who did it first. They gave this 18-year-old kid, Alvin the Monster Mitchell, a Surrey street gang tough, broods away the days in Queens County Jail, awaiting trial for the fatal stabbing of a 15-year-old Springfield Gardens Queens girl last July 20th. Yet the news learned exclusively yesterday a man accused of having murdered 2 Queens women recently this week confessed to slaying for which Mitchell was indicted. So Winston Moseley starts taking credit for all these other murders, and they're also investigating him for a number of other grapes and homicides that they think he is involved in. Now, Winston Moseley doesn't ever get another homicide charge, in regardless of whatever he was saying that he was involved in. He might have listen. I think he was a sick sadist. I think he was a sick son of a bitch, and he probably did other crimes. He never got charged for those other ones. He does do something later. Winston Moseley would actually
looking. Put that picture up with the hat where he's sitting down in the
yeah.
corner.
You called him last year. I was listening back. You called him the Shadow.
Yeah, the Shadow. Yeah,
that's not
man.
even the scariest photo. There's a photo taken after this when he's at the station and he's sitting in a chair.
Yeah,
fucking Candyman ass dude. But yeah, so he would get the death penalty, and then New York would ban that death penalty, so his case would turn into a life sentence. He would not get death. I'm going to continue on Moseley in a second. Let me see. Related to Genovese? No, I don't know if he was related to if she was. I mean, that's the first inclination I had. I happen to have some same condition as Luigi. Spina delolesthesis. I got mine from breaking my back snowboarding. There's a ton of us. That sucks, Joey. I'm sorry to hear that, man. I don't know. I'm going to try to spindylolisthesis. Spindylolisthesis. I think that's correct. I'm sorry to hear that, buddy.
Yeah.
He does look like the Candyman. Yeah, he's very creepy. So he would, like I said, he would get that sentence. They would actually come out with cool articles back then, like this one, The Mind of a Sex Killer, which goes into, I'll read some of it from my phone because it goes into some of like who he was. The murders men commit are some, and this is interesting too, Loomis, because this is from 1964 when the idea of serial killer and like motives for being a person who like kills a lot of people really wasn't like as developed, right? So we didn't really have the profiles that we have today. It wouldn't be probably for another 64 almost 20 years, right?
Yeah.
The murders men commit are sometimes easier to solve than the men themselves. A case in point is Winston Moseley, a slim, intelligent, golden-hued Negro in his late 20s who worked as an IBM operator and lived in a neat little house in South Ozone Park, Queens. Had a pretty wife, 2 small sons, and kept hundreds of pet ants, which he kept in a glass box. His wife, Betty, was a registered nurse who worked evenings, and so evenings Moseley played babysitter. But some nights, as he sat within call of the nursery watching television or his fascinating little ants, a strange feeling would steal over him, and he would forget his ants and the kinds and prowl the streets with a knife and gun and hunt down women. So this guy was one of these guys who had a normal life, like many serial killers or killers that we would learn about later on, but he had this dark side where he was going out at night, stalking women. If we think Kitty Genovese is the only murder or whatever he did, I don't believe so. He was probably a prolific sexual assaulter. He might have killed other people.
We know about. There's more than that. Yeah.
Yeah, he was this creep that would prowl around at night and stalk women. So what would actually happen further with Mr. Winston Moseley in 1968, while serving time in Attica, he would be on his way to a hospital. He would knock out the guard that was there, and he would go on this 3-day rampage where he escaped from prison, right? And what he would do is, so here's him after the escape. Escaped rapist killer Winston Moseley surrendered to FBI agent today after first confronting him with a gun. Moseley had held 2 women and an infant hostage while 100 enforcement officers surrounded his hideout. So this is when he finally gets caught. He gets into this house upstate. He takes hostage of this women and the children. But listen to this. Listen to what he does before he gets to that house. He was hiding out in another house for like a couple of days. What would happen is the people that actually own that house would come home. Earlier in another hideout 6 miles away, Moseley had held a husband and wife hostage. He stripped the man of his clothing, tied him up, and raped his wife while he was tied up before leaving that home to take hostage of the other people. Now, there's another article of this woman talking about, here's the woman there. I mean, she looks horrified in the fucking interview she's even given. Look at her. She's like shocked. So this woman was taken hostage, and she talks about, actually, when she went in, she was, Mrs. Patmos said, I'm not afraid of you. And then Mosley said, this is a gun. You got a lot of nerve. No, it's the nerve, replied Costanzo. You don't frighten me. I have a son in Vietnam. Her son, Marine Frank Costanzo Jr., had been in Vietnam since December. Sinking into the chair, Mosley told the woman, I don't want to hurt anymore. I'm in serious trouble. I'm wanted for murder. As the woman sat there, Mr. Patmos holding her arm in her lap, Mosley told him not to get excited. He then turned around and said, I'm hungry. And then she said, how about some peanut butter and cheese? And he goes, I don't think I'd care for that. He settled for a minced ham sandwich. So basically, this guy's nuts. He's out of his fucking mind. If you let this guy out, or if they never caught him, you better believe there'd be a higher body count out there and a higher assault count out there. And I'm going to read one more thing after that on Mr. Mosley. Curtis Sliwa did grow up in Canarsie. Yes, he did. What do you guys think of the guys with the red hats, Guardianism? Yeah. What do I think of them? I don't know. I mean, they're okay. Curtis Sliwa, you know, he's a legendary New York City character. So therefore I like him regardless. I mean, he's an interesting guy. He's a polarizing guy. Reynolds is, if you're a fan of The Clash, I did the history of the Clash song Red Angel Dragnet on my channel, which has Curtis Sliwa, Guardian Angels overlap in the history of them writing that song. So I talk about the Guardian Angels and I talk about the Clash in that video. So check it out on my channel. Being from your side of the world, you just might happen to be into the Clash. So I'm going to say one more thing on Mosley for Mr. Reynolds and everybody else listening. Now, Mosley would go back to Attica and he would take part in the Attica riots. So he would be there for the Attica riots. Adding more to his infamous biography, he would be in Attica for the infamous Attica riots. 1972 Attica riots? Or 82? No, 72. Or 71. 1971, Attica riots, Winston Mosley. Check this out, Loomis. New York Times, 1977. Winston Mosley writes an article there. They actually let him write a little letter to the I don't know, letter to who? I don't know. Anyone that's listening, I suppose. I'm going to read that to you guys right now. 1977, Winston Mosley. He says, today I'm a man who wants to be an asset. Really? He wants to be an asset to society now.
Yeah, of course.
I'll read of some of what Mr. Mosley said. More than a decade ago, I committed a crime I genuinely regret. No one should murder or could justify it. Society was rightly outraged. One of its members had been murdered. The murderer should have been speedily apprehended and punished. I've been in prison many years now, and I've wished so many times that I could bring back Kitty Genovese. My perpetual torment and agony will not resurrect her, but my arrest, conviction, and even execution would have served to deter others. If my death would have somehow balanced the scales of justice. Then, in accordance with the laws enforced in 1964, my life should have been taken. He goes about that.
Have a great week.
Then he speaks about his trials and tribulations. I went through a trial of fire and death. The 71 Attica Rebellion profoundly affected me. Misunderstanding, suspicion, animosity, hostility, and virulent hate lashed out and killed viciously and indiscriminately. I say all that and more and was sickened. I vowed then and there that I was going to get on the right track and make amends for my own past wrongdoing. I learned that human life has great value. In the future, I would act responsibly. My life in 73, however, was still a bit harsh and chaotic. It was pretty much an empty shell. So basically, I'm not going to read the whole thing. Basically, this guy spent his life as a murderer, as a rapist, as a sick piece of shit, low-life scumbag. He goes to Attica. He witnesses other people being murdered or hurt. As you guys know, many people died during the Attica riots, prisoners and staff as well. He witnesses the murder, maybe of people he was doing time with. he saw what murder looked like from the outside, this whole thing. And it just affected him all of a sudden. Now I know the true nature of hurt. Long story short, Winston Mosley would die in prison looking like this in March 28th, 2016 at Clinton Correctional Facility. I believe Joel Rifkin's at Clinton Correctional also, another genius. They never let him out. He died in prison. He was there from the 60s to the 2010s. Imagine that, huh? I think he was one of the longest serving guys when he did pass, actually.
So 2000, that's only, 50 years?
Yeah, I think when he died, he was one of the longest serving inmates in New York, if not the longest. So that was Winston Mosley for you, ladies and gentlemen. And that was kind of the guy that I really just wanted to expand on.
Never made any type of, I don't even think I saw a documentary on him.
Right. There's some stuff on YouTube, but I think it would make a good, real cool documentary.
Yeah.
JT Maxter, thank you. Merry Christmas to you from Nottingham, England. Nottingham, UK, I should say.
What's up, JT?
Curtis Sleever came to Toronto, Canada, got kicked out, driven to the border, and deported. That's funny. Asset was misprinted. Yeah, asshole, maybe. Yeah, you think? Gumption, what's going on? Attica riots was sparked by the death of Salvador prison George L. Jackson. Brett, you should look up George up. He was one of the baddest dudes ever in the prison. Yeah, so I wanted to do a upload on the prisoners of the Attica riots and speak about why they were there and who were some of the most infamous ones that were there, Mosley being one of them. Boys in downtown see God every day puffing boulders and glass pipes. He was a sick individual. Yeah, he was a sick fuck. Sick piece of shit. He died like a dog.
Died like a dog.
Joey Frakes, what's going on?
Joey.
Hey, Roy Munson, haven't seen you in a while. I'd sooner get Munson down here in the middle of nowhere than be Winston Mosley, that's for sure. Andre Katz was killed on Friday the 13th.
Yeah, let's talk about Andre Katz and let's talk about
yes, he was. There he is, the usual suspect. There is Andre Katz right there. Friday the 13th of June, 1975, inside the Pantry Pride supermarket in Rockaway. What do you want to talk about that? You had something to say about that one, Loomis? That was a horrifying.
Remember last time though we did Friday the 13th though, you pull out the pictures and then we were explaining what happened and how they got involved. That's up to you. It's your show. I'm just saying.
No, I don't give a shit. Yeah, Andre Katz. I just feel like maybe because I talk about.
If you just want anything, you know what I do a lot, Brett, on my channel. I just have anything goes and talk to the chat. And
that's what I kind of turned it into, and then anybody could
other here and there,
Right. Was this the first hit of the Gemini crew? So as far as what we know, now we're getting into it. David Price. This, as far as what we know, this would have been the first murder that was committed by a group of these guys that would, I guess, would later become
Roy, but the crew.
Right, the crew, right? And this is stemming
from. First time
they
used the Gemini method, I believe. They might have killed before, but it's the first time they used that.
I don't even know if they killed before. You gotta. So let's look at some of the guys involved, right? Well, let's just take the Gemini twins, for example, Joey Testa, Anthony Center, and Henry Borelli. And at the time, Henry Borelli and Joey Testa would be the only ones picked up for this, and they would beat the case crookedly somehow. That's the picture of Henry and Joey, which is often mistaken as being Henry and Anthony. People use that newspaper image and they write Gemini twins under it or something. But yeah, so this is supposedly the first as a crew.
The twins are the ones that just got out, correct?
Correct, yeah. So the twins are born in 55, right? And this is 1975. So you're talking about 19, 20-year-old people.
Yeah, they were young though. They were in their only 20. When you look up all their ages, though, when they were doing what they were doing. I mean, I'm just saying it's possible that one of them killed someone before, but that's just the first time we know we used that method, and it is the first murder I think we know of too. Because Roy, what was Roy's first hit? I remember Nino had killed someone. He shot someone on the side of a.
Right. So Roy kills Paul Rothenberg in the summer of 1973 in Roslyn, Long Island, Roslyn, Manhasset area. I did a video of that location. Now, there's another homicide that I think Roy had something to do with, and this is apparently a homicide of a guy by the name of Joseph Umili. who was involved in like gambling. I looked him up. I found some old archive stuff on him. Like I found a picture of him like getting arrested for gambling. He's like covering his face. And that's something apparently that I got to ask Quentin about it because he came across it too. That's something apparently that Broadway Freddy somehow connected him to in some way. Now, that would have predated Paul Rothenberg, but that's to be seen. I don't know.
They actually, in this book, though, they have the cats where his face looks like a pancake. It's terrible.
Did Tupac die on Friday the 13th? Oh, they have the, when he's laid out and spread apart in the street. Yeah. I don't know. Did he die on Friday the 13th? I have no idea.
Who, Tupac?
I'm not sure.
I'll check.
Pantry Pride. It's a key food today, David Price. I did a video on that on my channel where I went to that location. It's currently on private, though. It's not available for public consumption. Yeah, Paul Rothenberg would be killed in 73. And for a long time, that was the first one. But there's been other ones, other ideas coming out. Paul Rothenberg of Sands Point, Long Island. Operator of Arrow Film Labs on Spring Street in Manhattan. A guy who had been arrested a number of times. Not long before he gets murdered, he would be arrested again. But yeah, Andre Katz. So, interestingly enough, Andre, apparently, he shoots Harvey Rosenberg, Chris Rosenberg, before that murder happens. And Pete the Pig says he was there when Chris got shot at his apartment. And he was actually upstairs, and he said Harvey was outside by his garage, and he heard the pop, pop, pops. But I know you're an aficionado on the Tomato Code. Do you have any info on Roy's murder of Joe Burkini? Thank you if you do. I honestly don't have.
Tupac was killed on Friday the 13th.
Oh, he was. Okay. I know about Joe Bikini a decent amount. Be funny, Trent asked. I've been waiting for Joey Bikini's FBI files from the FBI for about a year now. I'm going to have to resubmit and ask him what's going on. Maybe remind them that I'm sitting here waiting. I don't know. I used to think it was over porn. Come to find out that I think he was far removed from porn at that time. I know that Joe Bikini was in the auto business at that time. He had an auto dealership in Woodside, Parliament Auto. Could it have been over cars? I don't know what it could have been over. I mean, if you read Murder Machine, apparently Joe Bikini smacks Roy or gives Roy a black eye and Roy vows revenge. I don't know the extent of the business that they were into, though. I can't say for sure. I will say this, though, Trent. I have enough information now to just do a video on my channel on Joey Bikini. I did a location video of where he was murdered, but like a little documentary. I have enough information to do one. But I want the FBI files too, and then I'll do an even better one. Let's put it that way. I know it was a hit by Roy, but wasn't a button man yet. Yikes. Yeah, Joey was made. Joey Bikini goes way back. Joey Bikini was, subpoenaed during the fucking Valachi fucking hearings. I mean, he had to go to court for that. He goes way back with fucking Tommy Lucchese. He was with those guys. Yeah, Roy was not made when he did that. No, he was not.
When did Roy get made? 75?
77.
77, okay.
Yeah. 77.
Because they opened the books up again when? Was it 74?
I think 76. 75 or 6?
Because there was two, because there was maybe 73 and 75, though, or because some guys were pissed that they got passed over, or it might have been 2 years in a row. Let's see.
Joe Bikini was partners in a big money gambling and Queens craps and poker rooms. Where'd you see that, David? I know there's some stuff on, like someone else did it, but it's behind a paywall. Yeah, David Price says 76. That's what I thought. June 76 books opened.
Good call, Brett. 76. And then because remember Gravano was arguing with Michael, and Michael got in, but then they did it again in 77. I think that's when Sammy was made. Yeah. But yeah, 76 they opened them though. Good call.
Interesting thing on Joe Bikini, when they Jerome Johnson, I guess the shooter of Colombo, after they raid, they go into his apartment, to look around, after he's killed or whatever. They actually find blank checks from Joey Bikini's Bark Books distributors company, Joseph Brachini's company. Now, why did he have those? Did he steal those? I really don't know. El Chucky Cabron. Kids these days. What's up, buddy? How are you? That's my buddy over here. FBI files Oshie Shorts. Did OC do? FBI files OC Shorts. Did OC do a thing on Joey Bikini? Did I miss that? Doesn't mean I'm not going to do it, but let me see. OC Shorts. Joey Bikini? I don't see anything. Joey Frake said 75. All right, whatever. 75, 76, something like that. Thank you, though. I appreciate it. FBI files OC Shorts. Let me know what you mean by that, David Price. JT Max said, that leads down a rabbit hole. Triple pacifier that just makes you think more about it. Yeah. The only reason why I wouldn't have mentioned that is because he wasn't killed in New York City. If he was, I would have definitely picked up on that.
How about the Spillane murder? He died on my birthday, not my date, but May 13th. Friday.
Roro G, another one. Thank you so much, Roro, for the Cash App. Thank you, Roro. You are much appreciated. The greatest
Roro's the best
mod in the game. The greatest ever. Roy was crazy, Shirley. Clever and crazy. Very clever. Show was on Joe Lucchese and Joe Narrows. Laratro. Really? I got to watch that. I'm waiting for my files to come. I've been waiting for fucking way too long. Thank you, Roro. You're the best. Let's drop, if we don't mind, let's drop Loomis's channel again. I'm going to drop the Instagram for Loomis and John Red Shea. We'll be doing a show together, so you can go over there and that link I just dropped for John Red Shea's Instagram. Give it a follow. I know David Price did. Make sure who's not following Loomis on Hard Truths and Reviews, go follow him over there.
Well, that will, though, be the chances. You might as well, if you want to see that content, subscribe on Hard Truths and Reviews.
Yep, there it is. And if they decide that they're going to make another channel, Hard Truths and Reviews is the place where you're going to find out about it.
There you go.
So go over there. Roro's dropping John's book. And, of course, you guys know 52 Topics with Frank Fiordolino. This is a channel that I started. How far in are we, Ro? Obviously, Roro's moderator over there. I mean, me and Frank worked on it before we started it. But let's see. We put out our first upload on, I don't know, trying to find that out. Let's say about 5-6 weeks ago. 6 weeks, I think, right? 6 weeks? 5 weeks, Raro. 5 weeks. Yeah, 5 weeks. So you guys checked it out. 52 Topics with Frank Fiordolino.
Yep.
We already got monetized. Our views are starting. You might like the one I put up with about Frank Salemi, Loomis.
Yeah, no, I'll definitely check that out, though. And I just noticed, though, thank you for putting up Red Shea's Instagram, though, because some people are following on that. Thank you.
Oh, yeah. I put it up before. I put it up now.
Yeah, no, thank you.
Delaying FEA files release probably means redacting is still alive informants. I don't know. There's things that I've been waiting for so long. I mean, you guys don't even dude, they'll literally tell you yo, if you want all these files, 7 years. I'm not fucking exaggerating. 58 months. All right, you want the full track request? You want everything? Give us about 58 months. We'll get back to you. You want a small track request, 50 pages or less? We'll probably get that to you, a lot quicker than that. Maybe give us a couple months, 6 months, 5 months, 4 months. Bizarre. Congrats to Brett and Frank on reaching 1K plus subs. Next stop, 5K. No pressure. So very well. Thank you, Ro. I really appreciate that. Thank you. Yeah, go over there. Watch the one I did when Frank talks about being locked up with Frank Salemi. Pretty interesting.
Yeah, I'll check that out. Because you know me, I love the Boston crime over there. So
Yeah, that's why I say, check it out. Brett and Lou, hey, Chris Archula, what's going on? Long time no see. How are you? How you doing? Where's our buddy Joe? Is he hanging out tonight?
That Patrick Bet-David man freaking destroyed me.
I wasn't gonna do it. They asked for it.
Oh, I'm happy.
Don't even fucking bring it up. I'm gonna have this guy that just showed up ask for it too. Guys, go to my channel if you have not. Check out my last upload on Martin Krugman, aka Maury from Goodfellas. I go to one of his locations, his 4 men only, where he was running a gambling operation. Apparently, he was running the wire room for what the government believed to be a $50 million a year gambling ring, which stretched out from Long Island into Queens. He ultimately got busted, tried to bribe an officer with money because he got caught with some blow on him. And it didn't work out well initially for Martin Krugman, but he got off pretty easy. They let him off with a fine and fucking probation. I remember way back some jerks saying, don't give up your day job. When actually New York City gone from strength to strength, the best street channel. Oh, I appreciate that. Wow, somebody actually said that to me? Wow, well to that person who said that, unfortunately, I cannot give up my day job. So this is just something I'm doing. So you know what? I won't give up my day job because I can't afford to.
Yeah, it doesn't still mean though that you're not doing a hell of a job on here and have one of the best true crime channels going.
Thank you, buddy. Appreciate that. I appreciate that. Yeah, I stepped away from the channel for a while because
it's the truth.
I stepped away from the channel so me and Frank could launch that other channel, and I really wasn't doing anything over here. Then the other day, I came back with that Martin Krugman video. It's doing pretty well. It's not for lack of it's for lack of trying.
You're having fun, man. You're having
caught up
fun.
with other stuff, you know. Trent asks, calling it a night. Thanks for all your hard work and entertainment content, but be well. Thank you, man. I appreciate that, Trent.
Good night, Trent. Good night.
Appreciate that. Oh, you got Layla on the piano? Is that what Chris Archula says? You got that whole thing on the piano, the Layla part?
Who are you talking
to? The piano bit.
I can't see the comments. Are you talking to me?
He's talking about the piano, Layla.
Yeah, okay. What about it? Lou, oh, still Lou. Oh, yeah, you know what though? So the other day people had me doing some Ozzy and like some Pink Floyd, and then I got copyrighted just from playing it. Isn't that insane?
That dude offed himself, right? This is a messed up story with him, right? The dude that played the piano.
What dude played a piano?
What he's talking about? The bit from Layla.
That's actually a great question. That's a great music.
I'm pretty sure he did.
Question. I love learning more about music and stuff like that, just history of it. And let's see.
Jim Gordon,
the drummer for Derek and the Dominoes, played the piano on a card. How it came after Clapton. So here, just type in Jim Gordon and it'll just say his date of.
No, he didn't. I'm thinking of something. Excuse me.
No, he didn't kill himself, did he?
Oh, convicted murderer. Maybe
okay,
I had
it. Feels like something. Okay, yeah, it feels like something like I think I would have known about that because I
convicted murderer. Yeah. I knew there was something there. There was something funky there.
I will though do a Leylon on a YouTube short though.
Do that, yeah, for sure,
On that.
So let's go. We're back to PBD.
Brett, I did a 3.5 hours long show, and since I played Mr. Crowley for literally 45 seconds, couldn't monetize it.
We'll get this. I did a video on my channel about the hip hop's most disturbing music video, Necro, I Need Drugs.
Yeah.
I came out with that video 3 months ago. I played like 9 seconds of the Necro song just for context.
Yeah.
They demonetized it.
Yep.
I challenged it and I said, yo, this whole thing is like my own documentary, everything. I'm just using this for educational purposes, blah, blah, blah. Like, why are you coming after me over some bullshit? Long story short, it's got over 100,000 views right now. And you know what I made on it? Fucking zero.
Because, yeah.
Fat fucking zero. Because I used like fucking 9 seconds of a song. I mean, come on, dude. There's got to be
Well,
some fucking
there's a
nuance
way,
in this
though.
shit.
You have to go to YouTube Music, and then you have to like share it in your description and stuff like that, and then you would have been all right. I found that out the hard way.
Yeah, yeah. Speaking of Necro, he makes an appearance this afternoon. So yes, he does. He does. I like the. I don't know if I like Good Time movie. It's a good movie. I don't know if it's amazing or whatever, but I do like the general feel of the Safdie brothers movies. They did the Uncut Gems. They did that Good Time movie. I would like to see them do like a mob movie, like a crime, like an organized crime, like adapted from a true story. I would like to see what they could do with it. I knew somebody who was actually friends with those guys. An old friend of mine who passed away. All right, David Price. PBD kept trying to sell John Jr. on doing a sit down with Sammy. He was selling so hard. John said he couldn't go out to eat in Brooklyn or Queens if he was in the same room with Sammy. I don't think that's true. Couldn't go out with who? Who the fuck is out there trying to kill you? Couldn't go out with who? Oh, they would come after me?
He asked to know if he would sit down with Sammy, and he was like, "Absolutely not." Yeah.
So what do I got to do to get you to sit down with Sammy the Bull? I think you two could sit down, maybe hash out all the.
He'll never sit. He'll never sit there. Listen, the guy contributed to
till Pat offers $10 million. He's got the money to do it. He owns a huge insurance broker firm.
Yeah,
You know,
of course. No, fucking PVD's loaded. You can't do. Hey, Docs, what's going on, buddy? You can't do anything on YouTube. Someone was playing a Bronx on the TV in the background and no sound, and they turn. Yeah, it's crazy, dude. It's absolutely fucking insane.
I mean, and Brett, it's not like I put like the track on. I was just playing it on piano, Mr. Crowley, which isn't even played on piano, and they still picked it up and still got rid of it.
Right. Well, it's what did you play? The organ part?
No, but then I played the whole song on piano. We're done.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like the right hand, the part Ozzy sings, and the left hand, the guitar, and they still don't nail you. Like you could do it on shorts.
Crazy. No, I know what you meant, Doc's Bronx Tale. Yeah, I figured that. Yeah, there he is, Ricky Bobby. There's PVD.
Ricky Bobby.
He would be too embarrassed. PVD offered John $1 million and Sammy only 500.
Allegedly. Okay,
he
let
only
me tell
gave
you
me
something right
500.
now. Dave Price, that first interview that Sammy ever did from coming back from Diane Sawyer, they were talks. And he's like, I did Diane Sawyer. Who are you? Believe me, Sammy got paid for that. And that video is bringing in, Pat mentions it on his show to this day about, I mean, tons of money. Cause I think it's up to like, I don't even know how many million views, but he definitely paid Sammy very wealthy for that.
Yeah, today it is highest viewed video on my YouTube channel. It's the highest viewed one because I was the first one to get him back on when he's going out of prison. Pull up that clip of Sammy when he's doing the interview but no, listen, Sammy deserved to get paid for that because that was his first interview. He was out of prison, 2017 or whatever. I guess he did that interview 2 or 3 years after. I don't remember exactly how long.
Yeah, he was out for like a good solid 2 to 3. Before he even did that. But he was working on I think his podcast was supposed to be called like the Bullpen or something he was working on. But then but that interview, because Patrick, remember, he even came out with a commercial like, I got said this and that. Believe me, there was money exchanged in that deal. Come on.
Yeah, Manuel, I really think so because of the way that Safdie brothers, the way that like the mood of like their films, I think that would be good for like a mob film, and we need some new blood in that scene. So how do reaction? This is a good question, James Frederick. How do reaction videos work when they play the whole song? There's some sort of
I'll tell you how.
There's some way around it. I don't know what they do, but if you know, let's hear it.
Okay, so what you do is you can play up to 15 seconds and you hit pause. And as long as you're talking about the material and saying the actual channel that it's from, that's why if you ever watch reaction videos and someone hit pause and they start talking, because I used to be like, shut up, I want to watch the video. But then I realized, no, they have to do that or they're going to get demonetized. So that's why they always hit pause. They'll never just play the whole song. Always have to hit pause.
So that's what it is. So you got to keep stopping. And then I'm sure you got to put it under like some educational bullshit or whatever the fuck it is.
You got to like be talking about
Dirty Dingle says Sammy is the smartest rat there is. Don't call me a rat, Bo. Don't call me a rat, Bo.
He's still a mafia. He's still a gangster.
I'm still a gangster at heart, Bo. 14 seconds, David Price says. Oh, is it 15 or 14? Oh my God. What are we doing?
But how does he say though he's still a gangster? You put like so many people though away, like you lose all your credit right then and there. I mean, once you cooperate. So I mean, because he's always like, oh, I have a Cosa Nostra still running through my bones, but you're more than shelved. You're God like Gonzo gone. You lose all credibility once you do that. So
yeah,
it's kind of delusions of grammar.
He got caught selling ecstasy in Arizona. He ain't that smart. Ricky
I mean,
Bobby
you get a
says.
second lease on life though.
I know.
And then, 5 years was the deal, and he already served most of it, so he served like a year.
Imagine fucking getting away with being involved in 19 murders and then getting out of prison only to like end up in ADX, lose all your fucking hair, and like for like 17. Not that he was in ADX for 17.
He got screwed up in there. He was sick real bad.
Right? Yeah. Not that he was in ADX for like 17 years because he wasn't. But
no, he wasn't. That was a lie. No, he was in there. I heard for like 6 months, like a year.
He spent enough time there or whatever, but only to end up in prison.
Because that's all he knew. But you know what the weird thing is? He already had the money. He had the construction companies. He had the restaurant out there in Phoenix.
Exactly. Arizona. Yeah, the restaurant.
But I mean,
never enough.
Maybe it's easy for us to say because we didn't know, but that's all he knows is criminality. So you know that not Gene Gotti, Peter Gotti and an associate went out there to try to kill him. They were going to blow him up.
Yeah. With Huck and some of those other guys. Yeah.
Yep. Huck, that's that.
But I was going to say something. I forgot. No, financially speaking, Sammy somehow still pulls down big money. Yeah, I mean his.
I wasn't going to listen to him because he was an underboss. I mean, like so the normal market out there of people, not like just the people in the underground genre or whatever, but the normal market, they're like they want to hear it, and it's a lot of them they'll like him.
Oh, that's what I was going to say. What David? Yeah, how many people that guy take out? We'll see what David Price says. JT Mags, they're right there.
19 plus out of 37, including Chinjagante. Yeah, talking about how many he put away. And here's my argument, though, and I understand, like with the Proffer, though, that you can't tell one lie. But if he had his big beef with John, if that was true, then why though put everyone else who did nothing to you away? If you were true Cosa Nostra, that's all. That's the only question I'd ask.
I think it's just as good as you can give him. You're supposed to tell him, everything
Yeah, but he didn't have to though because they didn't even know he knew that. You know what I mean?
I guess so. Yeah. Well, the answer to that question is John Gotti. I mean, the government had a huge hard-on for John Gotti. They wanted to do anything to fucking put that guy away. He beat them so many times. They knew he was fucking fixing trials. They knew the fix was. They just wanted him so bad. So
Junior did say on PBD that he doesn't believe though that his father's trials were fixed because, like he said, so even if Sammy got to 1, he's like, there's 12 jurors, all of them said not guilty. So if he got to 1, so Junior doesn't believe though that Sammy.
Okay.
I'm just letting you know.
I know 2 people who admitted to it. I know Kevin McMahon admitted to it.
No, I know.
I think Bud Sicaro.
One of them served
to do with one
time.
of them.
One of them served 2 years. I think it was like two years they went away for. I know. I'm just letting you know what Junior said.
No, I know. I'm just, Perry Calamari. I heard PBD offered Alf $3 million for an interview.
So there's this guy Alf. He's
what is Alf? Alf's an alien, right? Is that what he is? Alf is like before my time.
No,
but I grew up knowing who Alf was. He was like just the generation before me.
How old are you?
Huh?
How old are you?
I don't say it on the channel because I like to keep people guessing.
Okay,
well, let's just say I was born in the. I like to keep people guessing. I'm not trying to be a woman about it because women pull that shit. Let's just say I was born in the last half of the 1980s.
Okay, well, I'm 43, so I was born in 81.
I like to keep people guessing. I have people coming on here sometimes. They make fun of me. They say, "Yeah, call me back when you can grow some hair on your face," and they say all these fucking crazy things about me because sometimes I have a goatee. Right? Sometimes I buzz it really short. Yeah, I'll never be like this. I don't like the way it looks. So I like to keep people guessing.
You know what though, man? Remember I was telling you about the phone? You'll get people coming in all over that you never even knew it before, and like they just start at the chat reaming on you. I do it for fun. It's hysterical.
Yeah.
But then if you could take it, then they end up subbing, and it's funny. But people it's so weird. There's people out there that just hit the live button and they're like, oh, I'm just going to write this on the show and write that. It's just,
Yeah.
Wow.
Chris Archula, I don't think Gotti or Sammy were at the scene of the Castellano hit. Well, I'm pretty sure that Junior implies that Gotti and Bobby Borriello were in the car and Sammy was nowhere near any of it.
Yeah, I heard that part though too. And also why the hell is the boss showing up though to see him murdered? That's not the smartest, but it's before he was boss, so baby.
During the interview, Junior gave a detailed account of his brother Frankie's death. That was sad. His mom still lives in the same house. Yeah.
Yeah,
it is sad.
Same bedroom, same all of that though, and she never recovered. Yeah, she won't even leave the house or nothing. Still,
Sammy's on the top of the mob genre with all the substance views. He's a master self-brander. Yeah, he put some of the some right people around him in the beginning. I don't know what's going on now. I guess he's going Hollywood because he's going to get his own TV show, which he announced.
Say what you want to say. What you want about him, though. I mean, the fact that numbers don't lie. Dirty Dingles is absolutely correct. Numbers don't lie.
Him and Franzese are at the top. Franzese is kind of like politics and culture with a little bit of mob now, where it used to be a lot of mob with a little politics and culture, and I think he kind of flipped it. Now he's very politics, culture.
Yeah, he went a lot of politics.
Right. Castellano was out on bail and commission case. Underboss and top capitals were all by Sparks and Feds. Don't follow. He was dealing with the Roy DeMeo case also at that time. As a matter of fact, I spoke to Pete about it because Pete was sitting next to him in court not long before that happened. Not that Pete LaFrocia and Castellano are in cahoots or buddies, but Pete was with the Roy DeMeo crew. So about like a month before, I think it's like a month before Castellano gets whacked, Pete's in trial sitting next to the guy. So I picked his brain about what that was like. That must have been pretty fucking weird. Actually, here it is right here. October 16th. October, November, December. Oh, 2 months to the date. 2 months to the date. There's Paul Castellano, Pete the Pick, LaFrocia, Nino Gaggi, and let me get rid of that comment because I don't know who they drew over there. These drawings kind of suck sometimes. Like Joey and Anthony always look the same. Oh, that's supposed to be Anthony Center, I guess.
I was just gonna say, was that one of the twins?
Yeah, but sometimes the drawings, it's like you can't really.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, and that's Willie Kampf, who was an auto theft guy as well, turned obviously witness. Look, there he is on the stand. So, so he was dealing with the Roy DeMeo case at that time as well. Interesting stuff. Thank you, Chris. Appreciate that. Pete was John's barber. Yeah, he said he was in MCC. He said he was helping him with his haircuts or something. I unsubscribed from Michael Francis as a result. Yeah, I don't blame you because it gets corny. How many fucking times do I have to hear that the government is the new mafia? All right, I get it, buddy.
He probably has some political friends now, and he's trying to fucking mingle hands with them.
The wine merchant. Yeah.
Like you think about PBD, he went all political, pretty much.
He's all political, cultural, political. Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
He held the fucking election night thing.
Right, that was at the new property he bought over there in Florida. That new fucking air fucking hangar shit he bought.
Hangar. Yeah.
So check this out. We got a new property right here. I'm doing a contest right now for the next 100 people to text me.
Tell them that the future looks bright, Shark. Sell the future look.
He goes, so I want you to get the hats. So you see them behind me. The future looks bright. Spread the word. Maybe you're going to be at the gym. Somebody's going to be wearing the hat too. You say, wow, I see valutainers everywhere. Everywhere is valutainers. I went to the store the other day. I seen the guy with the hat. I said, you're a valutainer? He said, yes, I am. And I said, that's great.
There was no innocent victims as per the wine merchant. Yeah, the fucking wine merchant's always saying something crazy. Brett and Joe used to do a funny Franzese.
Give it to me.
Joe Monty. I like Joe Monty. I still stop by the Truth Serum show and say hi to Joe Monty, even though we had a little beef.
Let me see your franchisee.
Even though I don't really have a franchisee. The government is the biggest mafia. He's always like,
you're just like emphasizing what he's saying. I got you.
Yeah, he's always like, whining and shit.
You were
But yeah, no,
not
I
a
can't. I don't know if I
YouTube
can do that one.
Which one?
Oh, the Michael Francis one.
Ah,
I'm still sub to him though, Ricky Bobby. I still like to check in and see what he's doing.
unsub to Michael also.
I just don't.
I
You know.
unsubbed to so many things though, because you know the algorithm. Your YouTube's like the same old shit.
Yeah.
Even in this genre, like I'm subbed to you. I'm subbed to history, my buddy History and Organized Crime, and I think that's pretty much about it. Not many more.
Yeah, I got a handful that I'm sub to. A lot of them I've unsub to over time. Roro G, Joe falling down the hill.
Shorts. I do OC shorts. I am subbed to OC
Yeah,
shorts.
for sure. Michael's Bible thumping gets. Does he even do that anymore though?
No, what happened was
I mean, I know he still brings up God and he still gets paid to speak about God.
What happened with him, though, he's a master fucking, and I'll give him this, though, the man knows how to make money. So he was going on tour all across America and going to prisons and always talking about God. Then COVID hit, and since he couldn't do that anymore, that's what started this whole YouTube venture, which was smart because everyone was inside during that time. So when you start, and he knows how to make money.
Whining. Yeah, he was whining. The government is the biggest mafia.
I like Ricky Bobby. What's up, Ricky Bobby?
Oh, you're full of baloney, Sammy. Remember that?
Oh, my God, man. I used to say all the time on the show, stop the baloney.
Yeah. Who the fuck says stop the baloney?
Stop the baloney? What fucking street guy ever says stop the baloney? I never heard that statement before.
I know. What fucking street guy? JT Maxx, the day one government has always been. Of course, we all know that. It's like, stop. We all know that.
The FBI is the biggest mafia.
How do we fucking know this?
Look at look what happened in Boston out there alone. They're the biggest mafia out there.
Sorry, stop back through. Coming soon, the wine father, Star Michael Francis. The government still trying to bust my grapes. That's pretty funny.
Nice. Trent's still in the house.
Master manipulator. Yeah. It's a shame. I used to be a big Francis fan. Read his book in the early 90s. Yeah.
I don't know.
I still think he's a good guy. Like, I don't have anything against Michael.
But why can't he admit though that he did though testify and cooperate? I mean, like it would look better if he just admitted it. I mean, it's fucking right on freaking mob facts.
The funniest thing is, bro,
I'm not trying to put him down. I'm just trying to say, like, listen. Like what we're talking about here is not putting them down for whatever. It's de facto and true mafia fashion, the Cosa Nostra. You're just not supposed to do that. So, I didn't put anyone in jail. That doesn't just Brett. Me and you go out. We rob a house, right?
Right.
I end up telling on you, right? But for some reason, you had a great lawyer. You don't go to jail. Am I not a rat? That doesn't make any sense. I told on you still.
Yeah. No, yeah. If you told him, yeah.
Yeah.
But the thing is, like, you know what the funniest thing about Michael is? And I put up a short on this because I think a lot of people missed it. He's saying forever that he never killed anybody. He never was involved in any murders, blah, blah, blah. You know that, right?
Yeah.
He does an interview, and I made a short on my channel. What is it, 2024? Going to be 2025? This has to be from 4 or 5 years ago. Whenever Mike Tyson started that Hot Box, the first show that he had, Hot Box with Mike Tyson, whenever Francis was on there, and you guys can go look this up. They're talking about the violence in the life. And Michael goes, it's a part of the life. You got to do it. You got to do it. And then Mike Tyson goes, you ever been in the room and, you had to like put somebody down? Like, and he's like, yeah, it's really tough. Yeah.
I know. No, Mike Tyson asked him, he's like, did you know like a guy was about to walk into a room and get it? And he's like, yeah.
He places himself in the room with a murder.
He said he was in MCC, though, with Sammy, and that's what Sammy got mad about when that never even happened. Like, he was saying all this stuff, I knew Sammy. He didn't know Sammy before all this internet age.
Yeah.
They all
he goes, were you ever in the room that somebody was taken out and whatever? And he's like, yeah.
Story it's you got to watch who you're watching. Like, that's why, like, you got to check your paperwork, this and that. Like, what's true? What's true out there. But people get mad at when you report the truth.
Yeah.
Because they become fans. Because they become fans of these people. It's like I'm a fan of like maybe a Yankee player or something, but not really someone who blew someone's brains out 27 times. I'm not saying he did. I'm just saying,
of course. Brett, what do you think it would take to get John Jr. on your channel for Android? Just curious. It would never happen.
Lot of
What would it take? Probably just a lot of money. It would never happen out of the kindness of his own heart. He would look at my channel 1 second and see some of the content that I've done and be like, fucking hell no. Yeah, it would never happen. It would just take a shit ton of money. I mean, that's the only thing that would ever. And even then, he wouldn't do it. Even then, he wouldn't do it.
Well, I mean, the PBD one, that in the beginning, he said it took 6 years for that to happen.
Right. And that's Patrick Bet-David, who's fucking worth hundreds of millions of dollars.
Yeah.
You know, they taught me in business, if you want something bad enough, you got to keep trying to get it, and you'll get it. You'll get it.
His Son of Sam interview sucked. Yeah, I don't think it was that good either. I mean, that was another Jesus fest.
Yeah.
Danny Green, what's going on, buddy?
Danny Green, where's Danny Green been? He's been
right there. You escaping death lately? Any car bombs? Anything interesting going on over there in Cleveland?
Great to see you, Danny.
Trent S. One of the craziest things I ever heard was when Tyson told that boxer he was eat his I'll eat your ass. I'll eat your children.
Yeah. That's what
Francis.
He was talking about Lennox Lewis's children. Yeah.
It was Lennox Lewis, yeah.
Yeah.
Once again, guys, go to Hard Truths and Reviews. Check that out.
Thank you.
Go check out my channel. Check out the video I put out. What's today? Friday. The one I put out on Sunday. Check that out. That's on the channel now. I'm going to have some other locations. Chris Archuley, you brought up the card. What's up?
No, I was just saying Rose the Link Master. I love her.
Yeah, yeah. Chris Archuley, you brought up the Carniglia brothers before. I'm going to do a Carniglia brothers Reloaded.
Wasn't there something on the 13th with them that we did?
Reloaded. What's up?
Brett, didn't we do something on them when I was on here? Did something happen with them on the 13th or no?
No, not that I know of.
No. Oh, no. You know what it was? It was when I had you on my show and we just started talking about your Carniglia video where you wanted
I'm going to do that video again. It's going to be called The Brothers Carniglia Reloaded because I have a lot more information. And that was kind of when I first started the channel. Shit, 3.5 years ago. Next year will be 4 years in June. My research abilities were good, not great, not as good as they're even not great now, but they're a lot better now. My tech is a little better. I'm going to redo that video. We're going to talk about a lot of earlier stuff that those guys were involved in that I did not cover in that upload, and I'm going to right some of the wrongs I might have done in that upload. We're going to talk about things like the white collar caddy caper. We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about 2 bullets for Big Mike. And we're going to talk about arrests like this when they were running this massive car ring in the late 60s as they are right here. They're only in their 20s here, running a huge, massive stolen car ring, a ring that they might have taken over from Big Mike, who received 2 bullets. Maybe we'll try to connect the dots on these things a little bit. We'll do that, guys. The white collar caddy caper. Yeah, this is interesting stuff, Lomas. This is crazy shit.
It's insane. Yeah.
Hey, Francesco Fiordolino. What's going on, buddy? I've been telling people to sub up to 52 Topics with Frank Fiordolino, our little venture we got going on. Thank you for stopping by, buddy. That's what got you into my show. Oh, thanks, Chris. I'm going to do that one again. I'm going to do it again. You know, I've never read it, John T. I can't say I read it. Maybe I should read it. I've never read any books on the case. I got to be honest with you.
See, I read a lot, Brett, but you know how I always drive out to New York or Boston.
Yeah.
Boston's 5 hours away. Like the audio books, though, it makes me feel like it's not even a drive. They're the best.
No, I'm very audio and visually good.
Yeah.
Of course, I do read books, but this has been me for years. So I take stuff in visually and audio a lot better.
Audio,
retain it a lot better.
If you ever go on a nice long cruise, throw it in audio.
Yeah. When I fucking read a book, my eyes start bothering me and shit. But yeah, I'm gonna do that video again.
Put PBD in if you want.
Say it again.
I said put on PBD if you're ever driving. I just wanted to hear the impression again.
Frank says hi.
Frank, oh, that's my man right there from New York. Frank, what's up, brother? Happy Friday the 13th. Great to see you, my friend.
Good to see you, Frank Fiordolino. Thank you for being here today. It took 6 years to get you on the show, but you're here finally. Pull up that clip
Oh,
of
yeah,
this
his story.
channel for the Frank Fiorellino, the 52 topics.
Oh.
NYC Crime Stop back in the saddle again. Yeah, as Brian Johnson once screamed.
Back in the saddle. Not Brian Johnson. You're to Steven Tyler from Aerosmith.
Oh, Steven Tyler. Why did I think that was ACD? Jesus Christ. Steven Tyler. Let's rewind that. It's very, I could see Brian Johnson singing that for some reason.
Yeah, with the saddle and the,
Yeah.
yeah.
The whole-
No, I'm with you on it. I hear you.
Dirty Dingles. The Greg Valentino interview was fantastic. 3 hours wasn't enough. He had a monopoly on the steroid market. Yeah, I had Greg Valentino on, and we had like a 3.5 hour fucking podcast.
Nice.
That was the longest I've ever sat and talked to somebody, and I knew it was going to happen.
How long
he
ago
could,
was this?
He could fucking talk. I knew it was going to happen too. I'm going to bring him back soon. Hopefully, I gotta hit him up.
Was this recently?
This was I don't know, 3 months ago, maybe.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna.
Dude, it was like 3.5 hours. Thank you so much for watching that, Dirty Dingles. Appreciate that. Here's the link for my Marty Krugman video that I came out with on Sunday. Thank you so much. Oh, 2 months ago. Okay. What a nice guy, man. Greg Valentino. John T, props to you for knowing about Conrad's Cloud Room. Well, you know how I found out about Conrad's Cloud Room, John T, was talking to an individual who actually worked for Conrad Greaves. And he kind of schooled me on that. And a guy by the name of Caponera, who...
Not Steven.
Say it again?
Not Steven Caponera. Not one of the bad cops.
Al Caponera.
Oh.
Al Caponera.
That was a great segment, though, man, when you explained the mob cops on my show. That was great.
Oh, thank you.
I love that.
Yeah, Al Nero was a and if you watch, I don't want to, you go to my channel, it's called the maybe I'll bring it up real quick. And he actually breaks down the situation because, interestingly enough, Al Nero gets held on perjury by Lombardino, who was the DA or the assistant DA at the time, because they thought he was bullshitting about, Jimmy Burke and what was going on at the suite. And it was the same time when they were trying to talk to Conrad Greaves as well about him being extorted and, whatever else was going on at the Cloud Room. And Al Nero told me a lot about him. He also told me about him first having a spot, a lounge at a place called the Stadium Lodge, which was kind of like this fancy, like little motel thing that was by Yankee Stadium back in the day, called the Stadium Lodge. And that's Conrad Greaves kind of had a place there first, moved to Queens to open up the Cloud Room by LaGuardia Airport. So, yeah, long story short, like I said, I learned about Conrad from Al Nero, and then I kind of became a little obsessed with the story, and then I researched it a little more, and then I went to where Mr. Conrad Greaves was actually murdered. Yeah. Conrad's Room was played by Al Nero. So Al Nero, I spoke to him on the side about, and if his nephew Chris is listening, shout out Chris. Al Nero, I asked him on the side if he wanted to talk about Johnny Cyberza, and he didn't really want to. He has this thing where it's like he's still around, we're still in kind of the same area, and I'd rather not. He did tell me a little bit about Johnny Sideburns. According to his nephew Chris, Johnny Sideburns had all his cars and all his stuff in Al Nero's name at one point in Florida. Conrad, they were definitely talking to Conrad and getting stuff from him. And he gets murdered. Patty Mack, Thomas DeLeo. There is an idea that the bartender over there.
Right, I'm just going to use the bathroom real fast.
Go ahead. Yeah. There's an idea also that the bartender that night at the Cloud Room had something to do with it also. Forgetting some of the story, but check out my, there it is right there. Al Nero, the great Al Nero. A man who was a piano player at the suite. And one night,
got his fucking ass beat by Jimmy Burke. This is facts. He was in the news, and the cops held him on perjury because he wouldn't rat. He would not inform on what had just happened to him. And they actually held him in custody for like 60 days or some shit. Yeah. Yep. Yep. Yeah, John T. Protection, right? Yeah. But I'd like to learn more about him if I could, you know? There's only so much out there on him. I mean, unless I get a hold of some files somewhere. Patty Mac FBI files would be interesting. Pasquale Macchiaroli, Genovese crime family. Patty Mac FBI files would be very interesting if I could get a hold of something like that. Yes, he is David Price. Yes, he is. Oh, is that right, Chris?
I just did a thing on John Panisi on the Buffalino family page, how he said Russell lost his fingers with a shootout with the state police. And then, like, you know, how the paper came out, Cosa Ghostra, when they, you know, because he thought that he saw a ghost to have him.
Oh, yeah. Ghost and Nostra. Yeah.
Well, I had, though, but we just we fact checked it and tagged him too, because me and Joe Buffalino were talking about it. And this is the book that was given to Russell during his deportation trial. And it clearly states that he lost his 2 fingers from an engine block going down because he was a great mechanic. Panisi just on the official sit down just woke up one day and said, I'm going to do a Russell Buffalino story and tell everyone that he had a crazy shootout with the state police. And that's how he lost his fingers. Like, where does this shit come from? I mean, it's right here. No, he didn't.
Yeah, I don't
Russell
know.
wasn't that type of guy. Russell was like calm and like business, like he wasn't, I don't know. But he has 30,000 subscribers though. People listen to this and they believe.
Well, you know what? He is a pretty prolific content creator. I mean, he puts out a lot of content.
Yeah, I would say BS, though. I want to hear the truth though.
A lot of his stuff is I find entertaining. He also talks about other storylines within the mob, even though he probably got that one wrong. Other than that, he's pretty testy. He's easy to piss off. And he actively always thinks that he's being hacked and people are breaking into his accounts and he's being.
He might be like schizophrenic though. Think about it. Like, and I'm not putting him down. Everyone has. I don't put down anyone with mental health. But my point being though is because look, he saw a ghost that told him to do that, and now he's thinking people are hacking him. So he must have some type. You know what I'm saying?
I know exactly what you're saying. Carmine S, my man, what's going on? Carmine, what's going on over there in what's going on over there in NJ? Huh?
Hope you're feeling better, buddy. Hope you're feeling better. I always
that's right, Carmen. I hope you're feeling for sure. I forgot about that.
Anyway.
I hope you are doing well, my man. Let us know what's going on in NJ, please. Any drones? Yeah, Roro, for the intelligent people.
Roro.
That's John Panisi's channel. When you start the videos, it says for the intelligent people.
No, it does stop it.
Of course, it's been like that for years already.
Go to the Buffalino family Instagram page and look at the video that me and Joe Buffalino just did on him.
I don't know if I can do it from here.
No, I'm just saying, like,
okay.
People in general.
I know of Conrad because my grandfather was one of the detectives who was assigned to protect him due to the magnitude of the information he had. Conrad's murder and the corruption involved. Oh, wow. That is interesting. So he must have knew I think Lombardino, right? He was the assistant DA, Anthony Lombardino.
No, I know Conrad.
And the Al Nero newspaper headline is awesome back then. Perjury rap burns Nero. I thought that was pretty cool. That's interesting. Wow, John T. Huh.
And lost faith in the NYPD. I love though, man. Like when I learned, like I'll do a show sometimes, Brett, like on a certain topic, and then like someone watch it'll tell me something I didn't even know on the topic. I love learning new stuff from the chat.
Yeah. I mean, it's very clear to me that Conrad Greaves had information, and he was cooperating in a sense. I just don't know, the true extent of it. I would like to know more. I really would like to know more. It's a sad case. It's fucked up. But you know what? Patty Mac got his. He ended up in a fucking trunk in Canarsie. And then his father ended up getting whacked. Oh, actually, Thomas DeLeo ended up in a fucking trunk too, last I checked. So everybody involved in that, they all got fucking murdered before the 1970s were over. And I think the bartender that they tried to. I think he got indicted, and then he might have even got convicted, but then his sentence got reversed, and he ended up getting out. I'm pretty sure that's how that worked. I don't know, Trent S. I'm not sure. I wouldn't want to spread anything like that if it wasn't true. I really don't know. I hope not. I hope not. I have not, Gumption. No, I have not. That might be a good one, though. Ricky Bobby for the intelligent people in the room. Yeah. There's a lot of Conrad's story and death that has not been told. Yeah, man. I guess I would have to go to, but that's the problem too. Like if he was like a CI or like a massive, it would be hard to even get information on what he was testifying against, or I mean, not testifying, what he was giving information on. I guess I could try to put in a FOIL request, which is different than a FOIA request. NYPD, you have the FOIL request, which I've tried before and got my ass fucking told me to go fuck myself. Lufthansa anniversary just passed. I don't know, bro. That's you're killing me.
Ro's the best.
I can't be put on the spot with that one. I'm gonna call you one day, Ro, with that voice. Loomis has the Castellano red tint in his glasses. Pretty cool. Is that right?
Yeah, I don't want to get the full dark, at least a little like, because I was always like that guy. Like, why are people wearing sunglasses indoors? But with these lights right here that are brutal, you kind of have to. But I didn't want to get the too dark. Thank you, my friend. You know what these are? You know what these are? So I run for the Buffalino family page. This is Joe Pesci's brand. They're called Badaz Glass, and because he was getting complimented while he was playing Russell Buffalino for his glasses. So like they just did like a little different design, and this is what they came out from.
They look like I saw. I
made a commercial for them, so I got a pair.
I think it's a mugshot. I'm not sure. I think it's a mugshot of one of the Detroit guys. Not Toko. Who the fuck are the Detroit? It's another big guy.
Giacalone?
Yes, Tony Jack.
Yeah.
Or did he have a brother?
Yeah.
What was his brother's name?
Oh, fuck. What was his brother's name? Tony was the one that had the gray hair slicked back, tied up. He wore glasses like with the tint. And he goes,
yeah.
For street footage of him coming out, and they're like, "Are you in the mafia?" And he's like, "Your father is." But the one, though, that was, hold on, I'll tell you right now, the Giacalone brothers. Tony Jack was the more prominent of the two, I believe.
Right. Oh, and speaking of Al Nero knew those guys too. And the one that he knew, I'm trying to think of his name. But that's what those glasses remind me of, like something Tony Jack would wear, like in his mug shots. Yeah, one of the mug shots. Yeah, he's like wearing glasses like that.
How do you spell though that? I know it starts with a G.
Giacalone.
G-I-C.
No, Gia.
Oh yeah, C.
Alone.
Giacalone brothers. Vito Giacalone's his other brother.
Okay.
Yeah, Tony and Vito.
Okay.
But Tony, though, was the one, though, that was like really, really, really prominent. Like he was the Vito probably listened to what Tony told him to do. Tony was the main one. And he was actually loved, and Tony Giacalone. He had a lot of ties too from around here with Buffalinos. And with Jimmy Huff, all that shit that went on down there. And Provenzano, Tony Pro from Jersey.
Yeah, that's what Carmine S was saying. Hey, DL, what's going on?
DL, what's up, my friend? Hope you had a great Thanksgiving and holiday season, my man.
I may watch The Irishman tonight. It's been a while. Well, I hope you got 3 hours to spare, buddy.
Yeah, here's the book right here. But this is actually, it's really called I Heard You Paint Houses. But, a lot of misinformation in it. Listen, I'll tell you this right now. The Scaliette brothers, if anyone know who they are, they were tight, like with Buffalinos and Mob. Well, for one of our projects, though, the grandson, though, talks. And Frank did that book because his daughter wasn't talking to him. That was true in the movie and all that. And he wanted to leave money for his family. So the way Jimmy got killed, yes, I believe that's the way he got killed, but it wasn't by Frank. Frank knew about it. He knew about like what went down. But Carmine Galante he didn't do that. yeah, all that type of stuff. Like, but Frank knew that he was playing him. Like he was
He's
laughing about it.
fucking, who's worse, him or Iceman? I mean, come on.
And then I got what he called here. I got somebody from when Frank was in prison, Sheeran to Angelo Buffalino, right, stuff though back and forth. And Frank was like a smart guy and stuff like that, but he lied, like not as bad as the Iceman, but like he embellished though for the book because he wanted to leave money to his family.
Crazy.
That's all in this area here. Like that's where I'm at. So like that's why I know all about that. We'll end with the Buffalinos.
Let me see something here.
Guys, if you don't mind, follow Red Shay Official on Instagram. And Hard Truths and Reviews on YouTube.
My grandfather was John Tartaglia. He got Winston Mosley's confession to Kitty's murder and others when he brought. Wow, that's amazing, man. That's so awesome.
My grandfather.
Do you have anything like? Does your family keep anything? Like, did your grandfather have his own like NYPD files or anything that was kept in the family?
Or you could probably even get the files anyway if you had to. I mean, it should be out there.
Brett, you sound like me. I have a cold too. Yeah, this is me like half the year. I always sound like this.
Yeah, you sound stuffed up, my man.
Yeah, I'm always stuffed up. I mean, depending on how I sit or whatever, it might sound worse. Like if I was laying down right now, I'll fucking sound like this. But
it's like helium.
Doing good, DL. Doing good. Glad to see you.
What's up, Christbot, Loomis, and Roro? How you doing, my man? Great to see you as always.
What was your John Tartaglia? Interesting. He was was he a detective? Wow. Yeah, please, John T. NYCCrimeSpot@gmail.com.
Yeah, I know. I finally changed my freaking email. I kept putting my personal one up, and I was like, that's not a good idea. So
Yeah.
You're the one who taught me, Brett. All I did was hit my link, and it's like I have like 4 new emails now.
Yeah, you could add as many as you want.
Yeah, I know that now. I kept using my personal one for my email, and that didn't go over well. So now it's just got an actual show email, so that's better.
Let's see. 1 second. I'm trying to find something here. I'll answer you guys' questions in a second.
Like Rose says, oh yeah, I tried because I'm so used to hosting my own shows. I'm like hitting Rose button that says smash that like button, but it doesn't pop up obviously because I'm the guest. I'm not used to being the guest.
What I was doing was I was going to one of my news. Alice Crimmins too, huh, John T? Yeah, I'm going to cover Alice Crimmins. Either me and Frank are going to do it on 52 Topics, or I'm going to do it here. She's kind of like the original like familicide lunatic, some Casey Anthony type shit. But you know what I did? I went to one of the news archive websites that I have, and I just went to Daily News, 1960s, John Tartaglia, and yeah, your grandfather's all over the place.
Brett.
Yep.
Someone put up right here. It's sad that the Iceman is really the only DeMeo movie. Now, this isn't a great movie, but there's a movie out called Inside Man where a cop goes undercover and gets into, and they show the Gemini Lounge and everything. It's called Inside Man.
Yeah, it's pretty.
Yeah, but I just, it's worth like it's worth a watch. That's the past 2 hours.
I didn't watch. I refused to.
Yeah, it's nothing that's gonna like make you. It's very, I was just stating though that's the only other one because he said sad that the Iceman was the only one because obviously we all.
Yeah. There was the other one. Yeah.
Is that Dave Lopez I see in there? That's my man. What's up, Dave?
Mosley was trapped Wednesday afternoon while allegedly burglarizing the home at Everett Bannister, 2334 102nd Street, Corona. He was taken to the Astoria Station House for questioning. Noticing that Mosley seemed to fit the description of Mrs. Geneviese's killer, Detective John Tartaglia got in touch with the Richmond Hill police. Very interesting. Very interesting. He was a legend. Seems like, man. I love learning about like fucking old detectives and like old district attorneys, and
Yeah,
I
all
love that
those.
stuff. My knowledge of them has grown just from this.
I know this is coming from left field though, but you remind me of someone who would. Are you a horror movie fan or no?
Horror.
Yeah, horror.
I like horror movies. I'm not like it's not like my thing, but yeah, no, I definitely like horror movies.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I'm not. I didn't have a subscription to Fangoria magazine or anything, but
yeah, I hear you.
Amazing connection, John T. Yeah, it's so awesome, man. I love that. Did anyone watch Junior's Interview with Patrick Bet David? He lied again. Another fabricated story. Yeah, we were talking about some of the stuffs that we liked and disliked about that interview earlier.
Yeah, his whole
Pull up that clip. Pull up that clip. Let me play you the clip from that interview.
You actually could play it.
I chucked the Iceman DVD off my balcony. I didn't see it because it wasn't factual. Yeah, fucking bullshit.
It's 3.5 hours long too. I just watched some
Joe
clips
Coffey.
when I was eating. Joe
SPK.
Coffey.
Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Texas, yes, great movie. Well, that's like a classic right there.
Distributed by the mobs.
Yeah.
You have a good PBD impression. Hey, thanks, word of the day. I've been told.
Oh, he's fantastic, PBD, and I love your thumbnail word of the day.
Snake.
Not your thumbnail, but your what do you call it? Profile picture.
Avatar.
Avatar.
Yeah. Avatar, a movie I've never seen. Another one I haven't seen.
Really?
Yeah, I've never seen Avatar. Yo, I don't watch shit, dude.
No, I thought you meant though the movie though that what Kurt Douglas though right there with the
no. Yeah, many years ago. Yeah. But the Avatar movie they made, like, whatever. I haven't seen it. Gumption, you guys think the feds already still have video surveillance of Roy DeMeo, Crusoe? Yeah, dude.
Yeah, tons.
Let me put it this way: there's children of detectives, and I know for a fucking fact one of them that I'm not going to mention who has access, who has his father's surveillance photos, who has a lot of stuff. Ain't giving it up, whatever the fucking case is. Yeah, that stuff is out there.
Yeah,
for sure.
yeah. The stuff that we see, like even like let's say go back to John Gotti, like the footage that we see with Sammy holding the umbrella, this that is minutes out of hours and hours and hours of stuff they have.
Yeah. You know how many fucking like probably Gemini Lounge surveillance photos they have and all types of shit that we've never gonna see. I know they're out there, and I know
they are investigating that stolen car ring. Think about it. There was probably over 100 pictures taken a day.
Oh, forget it. Yeah. Brett, do Sammy the Bull. I don't know if I feel like doing that today, but he came to my house. Oh my God. Oh my God.
Make yourself look like the hero.
Oh my God. Fuck you, Bo.
Bo.
Let me tell you something, Bo. Oh my God. They had this guy over there. Roro, I want to know, where's the tape recorder from Roy's car? They have the mic, but not the recorder. Seems suspicious to me. Maybe there was never a recorder. They don't make mention of, they say, what do they say? Microphone belonging to a recorder. I guess they assume it is. Dracula attending bar. Yeah. Dracula's a sick fuck too. He could pass almost for a spooky Friday the 13th criminal.
Nobody knows what happened to him.
No. Dracula's a sick fuck. And I've said it before. I didn't do anything on him because my friend has a lot of more of the information.
Well, dude, he showered in that same shower. Think of that.
Writing a book or whatever. Yeah. But he's a fucking creepazoid, dude. He would do all types of weird shit.
Yeah.
When he got arrested for a bank robbery in 1970 in Long Island, they tried to get away, him and these two guys that were robbing a bank. And give me 1 second. Give me 1 second, because my cat's about to cause damage. I got to stop him.
Do it up. What's up, Azir? What's going on, everyone? Hope you're having a great Friday the 13th. And I see Brett coming back now. There's that with the kitty. Look at that guy. Nice.
The one-eyed killer. There he is.
Yeah.
Say hello. This is your punishment.
That cat's got some street in him.
Look at this guy.
Lost that eyeball
This is your
out there. Huh?
punishment for trying to knock down my decorations. Now you're on YouTube.
How long you have that cat? How long you have that cat for?
Almost 2 years. I got him at 5 weeks.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah,
Oh, well, okay. So then he he didn't lose his eye from a fight or nothing.
Well, he was found on the streets. Listen, this is not a cat that you find on the streets. This is a fold. These are cats that you pay a lot of money for.
Yeah.
Some guy came into the clinic where my fiance works and said, yeah, I found him under my car. He was crying. Bullshit. Something happened to his eye. I'm guessing the guy didn't want to take care of it, but he did the right thing. He brought it to the clinic. Isn't that right? He's pissed. But we don't know how he lost it. But I have him since he was 5 weeks. He's my son.
Yeah, that's. See, I get
go?
it, man. I have
Say goodbye.
I have no human children, but I have a dog child.
Yeah. Say goodbye. Be good. No bullshit. His name's Rupert, by the way.
Rupert. That was my next question.
Yeah, he's big, Ro. He's getting big. That's about as big as he's gonna get.
He's only 2 years old, 3 years old.
Just about 2. Yeah, 2. Brett, do you think the amount of murders in America committed was as much as they say? I don't believe. No.
They say they found over 180 different DNAs in the pipe and stuff like that. But you got to remember, newspapers, and when people are being interviewed, newspapers of course absolutely embellish everything.
That's so stupid.
Yeah, it's all embellishment. No way.
They killed enough. Why lie about it? I mean, they probably killed like 75 or 80.
Yeah.
Michael DeLeonardo Jr. has a video from his parents' wedding with Frankie DeChico speaking in it. Michael DeLeonardo Jr.
His son,
has a video with Frank. Oh, what? Is that right? I'd like to see something like that. I like stuff like that.
Speaking in it. Yeah, that's interesting. I'd like to see like footage of Frankie speaking.
Nice pussy.
What's up, Vinny Baboots? Love Vinny.
That cat's one of New York City's biggest criminals.
There's a guy that's good. When the eyeball was looking at me, I was like, the cat's adorable. Adorable.
Yeah, the Sammy is decent that I do. I gotta work on Sammy a little more. Thank you, though.
Yeah, but if you put work into it, like, I mean, you could do good. You're good.
Yeah.
That PBD is, forget about it.
Forget about it.
Perfect.
Oh, that's all? 80? Around 100, I reckon. As far as names, it's like 75, 80. If you add the one that I discovered, you could add like 81 to the list. Let's put it that way. Because some of you may or may not know, I uncovered a Radio Mail Crew homicide. That's right. That's right. I take credit for that, ladies and gentlemen. I take credit for that. There's no audio of the Chico out there. No, none that I've ever heard of or seen. None that I've seen. How long have I been on here? 2 hours and 27 minutes.
I love it, man.
They're putting it out on Patreon. Okay, DL, that's cool. How much is their Patreon? Because I've never joined it. Let me give a shout out to those generous people tonight. G78, my man in Ireland. 1999. Thanks again, my boy. Ryan Brown, thank you so much. $4.99. Vinny Boombots, thank you for the cash out, my man. Thank you so much, bro. Appreciate that. Roro G, thank you so much. Thank you so much, Roro. It was the female victim you discovered? Yeah, I discovered a female Roy DeMeo Crew victim. And when I say I discovered it, it's because it was not written about in any books.
Oh.
It's still not added to any of the kill lists that are out there. It was given to a former DeMeo Crew detective. I won't say his name, but it was shown to him by somebody who basically acknowledged that, I mean, yeah, there's no way they didn't do this. And he approached somebody else about it, I believe, and it just went, I don't know, whatever. It just disappeared, I guess. I don't know, but I will. Maybe I'll press the matter on it one day. You
I
know.
had to grab something over my computer. I don't
No,
want
that's
to put my
cool.
crotch.
Yeah.
I don't want to put my crotch right in your freaking face.
That's cool. Maybe I'll press the matter on it one day, and I'll get deep on it. Nothing's worse than Vlad saying "okay." Oh my god.
Oh my god, that's all he ever says. Okay.
Okay.
I'm with you on that, Vinny.
This is the woman right here. This is the woman that they murdered. May the good Lord strike me dead right now if they didn't murder this woman. Okay? And if you want to know how I came to that assumption, adding another female to the Roy DeMail murder list, if you want to know how I came to that assumption, if anybody is interested, you could check out you could check out this video right here. It's called The Criminal Life. It's called The Criminal Life of Vito Arena.
That was
and
the
what
gay, he was
remains
the gay wise guy, right?
unknown. Check that out.
Wasn't he the gay wise guy?
Yeah, the gay hitman. Roy must have been the most vicious crew in that era.
And
one of them for sure. I mean, I'm sure there was other vicious people doing things. Brett, who was more creepy as far as body count? Yeah, they might, but I don't know. There's plenty of vicious motherfuckers right now. Dracula, who was more creepy, Dracula or Tony Roach? I think Tony Roach looks more creepier. I think Dracula was more creepier.
Yeah.
You gotta understand what I was saying before. Like, Dracula was a sick fuck. Dracula was the type of guy that will, like I said, get arrested for a bank robbery and then start slitting his wrists in the courtroom. I mean, this is the kind of guy that we're dealing with. Throwing water at judges and lawyers. He had an extensive.
Reminds him. You know who Sam Stefano was? He
Mad
was
Sam, yeah.
He just
sadistic torturer.
Just right on the ground. He just blowhorn shit. He would do crazy shit like that. Dracula kind of reminds you of his qualities.
Yeah.
But Mad Sam though would torture you. That was Tony Spilotro. I mean,
yeah. They said he would torture you. Yeah, all types of sick
Tony
shit.
Spilotro. Yeah.
Yep.
I just had you know who Gary Jenkins is?
Yeah, Kansas City guy.
Yeah, I just had him on. We did a show.
Oh, really?
We did a show about the Chicago outfit.
Yeah, there's definitely that overlap and all that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Sherry Golden. Yeah, that would have been another one. Actually spelled Cherie. Not to be a stickler. Sorry.
Grammar Nazi.
You spelled it wrong. I wish I can get a job in the cold case. That'd be awesome. Fucking do that shit all day. Joey the Clown Lombardo was a creepy looking guy. Yeah, I mean,
I'll tell you what, I'm sorry, but Joey, that's something I'm working on now. Just because he mentioned it, I was like, whoa, because I'm very intrigued.
I think they just released his FBI files.
Yeah. His files are out there.
I mean, I'm sure somebody had them already, but I think they just put them out there.
Yeah, but very interesting, to say the least.
The fact that nobody knows where he is the creepiest part. Yeah. What did Pete say? Pete said he would never come out of that place.
He got killed, though.
He said he barely ever saw him even outside Dracula.
No, he was seen after Roy was murdered, correct?
Yeah, he's in a photo when they're raiding the Gemini Lounge.
So, I mean, usually to never be seen again, Roy's son said he dropped him off at the airport. But my point is that
that's what he said. I mean, I
mean, if they're going to kill Roy and that's Roy's uncle, they're going to clean up all loose ends. So maybe they just were like, what do we have to lose? Let's kill him. And that's why his body will never be found, because they did it.
Yeah. I mean, Pete claimed that he butchered a fucking dog, a German Shepherd, just for like bothering him and like barking at him and stuff. He was like taking a piss and the dog like was fucking with him. And I guess, I guess he knew the dog and he didn't like the dog. And Pete claimed that he fucking butchered this dog.
Yeah, I bet you Pete though didn't make that up. And the other thing is though, usually like, what's the word? Sociopathic type people, like they love animals, they love dogs. But like when you're like that with the one, and then like that's
yeah.
He was just
I was gonna say the video of Joey the Clown
in the thrift store.
being followed around that mall or whatever. It looks like it's got like
a lady with a
some
picture.
type of like Woolworth or something type spot back then.
I just
but you know
showed that
what's
on my
creepy
show.
though? When at the end, kind of, I don't know if it's at the end or some part when he's got his arms around the woman.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah,
and he's smiling and he's looking right at the guy.
His
and
eyes.
she's like, "Are you famous?" And she goes, and then she asks the reporter, "Who is he?" And then he looks at the reporter like, "Go ahead, say my name, bitch."
Yeah,
And
because of that death eye.
that's a
stare.
scary looking motherfucker right there.
Yeah, he's like looking up.
He's like waiting. He's like, "Go ahead, yeah, tell him
like,
my name.
Tell
him my fucking name, bitch." Dracula was the only vampire that liked garlic. Yeah, that's a good one.
Vinny Bobat.
There were two theories out of Dracula. One was he fled to Florida and got killed. Two, somebody fled to Naples. Yeah, those are some of the ideas. Yeah. He was born in Italy. He was not born in the United States. He was actually born in Italy. Dracula was. Joseph Guglielmo. I love how Dracula got pulled aside at the airport because of sex toys in his bags. Royce. Yeah, he was a freak. You know, that's what this reported that even in the lounge in the back room, they had all types of sex toys. And bro, the Bet David is fucking amazing.
They ran all those porno labs though too back in the day too.
Let's talk Sam Little. Sam Little. That's the serial killer they unearthed some years back. He fucking drew like 100 drawings of all the women he killed, apparently. JT Magsta. Were they trying to link Sam's murders with Roy's crew? Now, you know how that started, JT Magsta? Manny Grossman got a part of, and as far as I know, this guy's files have nothing to do with the Son of Sam, but Manny Grossman got a hold of some files by a detective by the name of Jim Rothstein, who was investigating child trafficking rings and all types of weird shit. And a Roy DeMeo crew victim popped up in those police files. And I didn't really know Manny back then that much, but he put out the files on his channel and he said, "Hey, if anybody knows these names, please let me know." And then I saw the name there. I was like, "Oh shit. Crazy." And this guy was a pedo, a pederast. I think that's the word. Sam Little killed over 100 women. That's what they said, right? Yeah, and he drew pictures of them too. Dude, if you watch closely, you go to the toy aisle and you see old Star Wars toys. Those shelves today would be a nice heist. Yeah, that would be a hell of a heist. PBD needs to hear Brett's impression. I think he'd laugh. Maybe he'll give me a job so I can quit my job. He'll give me a fucking, he'll put me behind the desk.
Yeah, for you know what I mean? If he does like a documentary type thing where you don't have to see his face, you can have you jump in there.
Just give me a job. Let me work behind the scenes over there. He would like,
Brad, do me a favor. Pull up that clip, the one that I sent to you. I sent you to the email earlier. Pull up that clip, that one right over there. Yeah, that's the one. No, that's not it. Yeah, that one right there. So read that right there. They're saying that the teacher, she's becoming transgender, but she doesn't want to be called.
Oh, how long have you been working on that one for? Because that's the first I ever heard it.
I've been doing it for a few months. I've only been doing it on Gunsmoke Show. I don't really do it here, except for when these fucks come in here and make me do it. Bruno 67. What's going on? What was that?
Every time though I have you on, I'm gonna have you got to do it. It's too good. Next time you're on my show,
I will. I'll just come on behind the scenes and do it. Brett, is it true Dracula's kept something from the victims? I don't know about that. I'm not sure.
I heard it.
I'm not sure.
Just like Carniglia in a way, like he'd keep like a finger, or he'd keep like
certain guys did testify that Charles Carniglia had mementos, jewelry, or whatever hanging up in the barn.
Did you read this?
This in the barn. That's a DeStefano book, right?
Yep. This is what the what he called Anthony DeStefano. A lot of stuff on the Carniglias are in this.
Pull up that clip.
Yeah. Ask for some PBJ.
Did you ever read this, Brett? I just got it.
That one, no. Is that the woman that wrote that?
This one, no, right here is from S.J. Petty, award-winning journalist. I'll tell you right now, she's a woman.
She's a Newsday journalist, I think. Maybe. I'm not sure.
S.J. is an investigative reporter at Newsday Media Group and is
Big Bone.
Her work. Yes, she's a female. No, Brett, this is the lady that wrote the. Did you ever see the documentary where she's talking to Sonny?
Yes, yes,
Yeah.
yeah. That's a Newsday documentary. Correct. That's
Yeah.
really good. Yeah, Brett, you take Vinny's spot on PD's pound. Vinny could get the boot. Yeah, Vinny's all right. He just fucking yells too much. He's always talking so loud. He's like, no. It's like, calm down, dude. Calm the fuck down.
Vinny who?
The guy Oshana, is that his name? Vinny Oshana? On PBD, Valuetainment.
Oh, Vinny from the I know when Adam and
yeah, Adam, they're always fighting. It's like, no. By the end of the 3.5 hours joined with John Jr., PBD could barely breathe. He was so hoarse he could barely speak. Yeah, he does that whole. He's got enough nostril to sniff half of Colombia.
Oh my God.
Archilla, it's a thrill.
You got him down to what Pat almost, man. You're
It's
right
a
there.
thrill.
That's hysterical.
It's a thrill, Carmen S. Or as John Gotti would say, it's a trill. Trill. Behold the Monster was amazing. What book is that, Eric Basora? Behold the Monster. What is that? I know Behold the Pale Horse. Oh! Behold a Monster. Confronting America's most prolific serial killer. Oh, is that about Sam Little?
Jillian Lauren. Jillian Lauren. Yeah.
Is it about Little, though?
It's about, I'll tell you right there. Behold the Monster is about Jillian Lauren had no idea what she was getting into when she wrote her first letter to prolific serial killer Samuel Little.
Okay, good. Cool. That'll be interesting. Yeah, I don't know much about him. I remember like when he was being uncovered and all this other shit was going on, and then they found a bunch of he drew all his victims. Yeah. Are you fucking? Somebody's gonna get punished again. Yeah, it seems as so, Carmine S. It seems to be the case, right?
Yes, in the asset though at the you went there, Greg. I'm Greg. Brett. You went to the car. Why can't I think of the junkyard?
Former junkyard. Yeah.
They throw him all in the acid. Now he's allegedly the one though too that was involved in the disappearance of John Gotti's neighbor who hit Frankie Boy.
John Favara, yeah. Fountain Avenue. When you come to New York, we'll go. We'll do
Yeah. I'm going to Boston in 2 weeks. So
these guys right here. These individuals right here.
Yeah.
What else? I'm gonna get going soon.
Thanks for having me on again, buddy.
Yeah, no problem, buddy. Talk about your stuff, what you got coming on. Yeah, the family still owns it, I'm pretty sure.
What do you want me to talk about?
Oh, well, you got new things coming on your channel about this and that.
Oh yeah,
Roro just shared it. Roro just shared it.
Hard Truths. Yeah, guys, if you don't mind giving that a subscribe. Me and my friend John Red Shea, who ran the drug entity for Whitey Bulger. You'll be seeing him though on there with me. And in the meantime, too, his Instagram page, he's on Instagram now. He just started 2 weeks ago. Helping him with that is Red Shea Official. I think you got the link, Ro. But if you want to know anything on YouTube with what we're going to be doing, subscribe to Hard Truths and Reviews. And it'll give you, and we're not just doing mafia stuff. Yes, we'll be talking about Whitey Bulger and all that type of stuff. But it's like going to be about Bach, like everything. It's just going to be, he's not, even though he was in it, he's not all about just talking about that stuff. But of course we will be. But,
Awesome. Looking forward to that.
And check out his Instagram at Red Shea Official.
Yep. There it is right there. I just shared it.
Thank you, my man.
Boing.
And thank you, everyone, for subscribing to Hard Truths. It's an honor. And thank you for having me, Brett.
Thank you, Roro.
Roro, I love you. Roro is the best.
We love Roro. The best doc on Little is the one with the Texas Ranger that got him to open up on Netflix. Forget the title. Okay, I'll check that out. Thank you. That's a fine kitty. Yes, he is.
Yes, it is, Ricky Bobby.
Yes, he is a fine kitty. But let's see. Anything else? All right, we'll recap real quick. I know I didn't cover all this stuff today, but I always just made point to mention on Friday the 13th. the famous criminal events. Kitty Genovese, Friday the 13th, March 1964. Andre Cass, Friday the 13th of June, 1975. Mickey Spillane, Friday the 13th of May, 1977. Vladimir Reznikov, Friday the 13th of June, 1986. Friday the 13th, ladies and gentlemen.
No, wait, but that Spillane is 78, right? Because I know it's my birthday, but I think was it 78 or 76? 78, right?
The murder, 77.
77. Oh, I'm wrong.
May
about
13, 77.
Yep. And Roy did that one. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. No, I've always had allergies, Vinny Boomboss. That's why if you guys see when I do like my lives, if you actually see me on screen, listen, I got like a mild like tick fucking Tourette's thing going on since I'm a kid, but I do these weird faces sometimes. It has to do with itchiness on my face and allergies. So you might see like me do a weird thing like what I just did right there. If you put
you have physical Tourette's.
You know what it is?
You don't go like fuck shit ass. Like you have more physical.
Right. You know what it is? It's not diagnosed, so I don't want to come off a certain way. I will say that I've had certain physical ticks and also like a certain motor tick that's come and gone my whole life. They change every once in a while. I actually thought about going somewhere to finally get like some diagnosis. But yeah, I've had different, and I'm not scared to talk about that. I really don't care. I've had different ticks, whether they be physical ticks, shoulder things, faces, and I've had motor ticks. Like it's crazy, guys. Like, and I'm open talking about this. I never really have. I want to do it right now, just talking about it. I'll get like this like grunt thing where I can't stop doing it. And God forbid I'm alone. I won't stop doing it, or I'll get like a toe twitch or something. And I've been telling myself for years that I'll just go and get like diagnosed just to make myself feel better. Just to like know that, yeah, there's definitely something going on, buddy. I would never take anything for it, but yeah. Definitely have dealt with certain like ticks and weird things since I was a kid.
Nothing. That's like that makes your mind like nuts. Like it's not driving you nuts or nothing, right? Like you don't need to.
No, not like in. Archula says he's got some things. He's got OCD too with numbers. Yeah, no, not like some people have crippling OCD or whatever. No, I don't have like stuff like that or anything. I don't worry about things. I don't have like anxiety like that or anything. It's just like these little like, I guess you would call them, I think you call them like motor ticks or something or whatever. Either it be a face or, like I said, they've changed over the fucking years, believe me. Vinny Boobah says Brett to the loony bin next. Yeah.
You know what? Speaking of the loony bin, you ever see the movie 12 Monkeys?
Is that a Brad Pitt movie?
Yeah, he's in it though, and Bruce Willis.
Many years ago.
It's on YouTube. It's on YouTube for free. It's a great movie. 12
I'll watch it. Yeah, it's been fucking shit. Probably many years ago. I don't even remember what it's about. I just remember Brad Pitt was in it.
Yeah, no, it's good. You like it.
Shit weighs on me if I don't do something. Yeah, I have friends like that they have like OCD or like they constantly need reassurance about things and or whatever it may be, or they get paranoid about everything. I never really had that. But I've had other things like I might make a stupid fucking face and can't stop doing it for like 3 months. Really? Like stupid shit like that. Cool to hear you mention. I suffer with that. Yeah. I'm not worried.
Listen, man, there is nothing wrong with what. I mean, you can't control what's going on. There's no shame in any of that stuff at all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, yeah, I appreciate it. Yeah, it's it is what it is. If I do get a diagnosis one day, if I actually go, I'll let everybody know. But it's not like what is that, Deuce Bigelow? Was it Deuce Bigelow with the Tourette's thing?
I'm not sure.
I am going blind. Uvitas, is that right? JT Max? Oh, wow. Huh. I don't even know what Uvitas is, but sorry to hear that. Thank God for Mary Jane. Yeah.
Wait, what was
I
that?
just do that because I'm a fucking addict. It's nothing to do with my OCD. But
are you saying you're an addict because you smoke pot?
No, I
No, you're
don't
not a
mean it
bad
that
if you
way.
smoke
No,
a
I don't
dime.
mean it. Yeah, I don't mean it like I'm a fucking like I know you suffer with stuff. I don't mean it like that.
Yeah.
I don't mean it like that.
Yeah. Well, I'm
I'm not
actually,
a
no, I just got over 3 years now, man. 3 years. I just got over 3 years
Congratulations.
off everything.
Yeah, man. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Awesome, man. Yeah, and I'm not somebody who I've had friends who are just like when you say stoner pothead, like they fit the mold, like they got to smoke like fucking 3, 4, 5 times a day.
Listen, I'm
There's
someone
not a
know that
point of the
I'm
day when
someone
they're
you
not
can
fucking
consider.
high and shit. You know, it's like that was
Yeah.
never me.
Brett, I'm someone though that's I just told you I'm 3 years away, and yeah, even though I don't smoke right now, someone know who smokes, and let's say like they did heroin, or they did this or that. I don't look at marijuana like really as like a drug, like in that category.
Yeah, and then there's people on the other end that do.
No, that's the
There's people that
AAs
are
right
sober
there.
and clean, and they're like, "No, weed is a
No.
drug, this and that." I'm like, "Oh, whatever you say." I mean, I don't
If
know.
it benefit, listen, your sobriety is your sobriety, and if marijuana makes you feel though better, then
Yeah.
then take it. As long just don't do
Yeah.
heroin and all the
Oh,
other
of
bad
course
stuff.
not. No, it definitely makes me feel better. Listen, I use it for certain things. As I've gotten older, it's I go to work, I do what I got to do, and
Not a drug. I think it's more of a medicine.
I mean
We get cut.
that's really the extent of it, you know.
Yeah, it's a medicine.
Yeah, yeah. Does weed calm down OCD? I wouldn't know. I'm sure
Yes.
some people do use it for that. Get yourself a
Everyone's different,
little
though.
indica, a little mellow
Yeah.
indica, a little
Yeah.
mellow.
Always going indica.
Yeah, helps you
Just
sleep
start.
for sure.
Just start because you don't want to take weed. That's a sativa, and you're all wiry. You might get paranoid. Indica hits the body more.
Yeah.
I would start with that.
Yeah, indica or an indica dominant hybrid or something like that, you know, just
Yeah.
mess around with it a little bit. Careful with marijuana, especially nowadays. Not your grandmother's skunk anymore. Yeah, I don't get it from street anymore. I go to a legal, I do it
yes.
legally, totally legally. I don't
And
when I
careful
want it,
besides
I'll just do it the
marijuana,
legal way.
Brett, careful besides careful marijuana. When I was growing up, if I wanted a Xanax or something, I just get it off the street. Don't
Yeah.
buy pills off the street. People were putting fentanyl in them.
Oh
So
my
even
God, for
I don't
sure.
tell people what to do, but if someone knows, don't ever take a pill off the street. Make sure it's from a
Yeah,
pharmacy.
don't do that. Don't ever do that.
Lost too many people to fentanyl.
Don't
man.
ever do that.
Too many.
Yeah, the fentanyl is that's crazy.
Disgusting.
Pot helps pain in my eyes. Yeah, I heard of people like with like eye conditions like glaucoma and stuff.
Glaucoma,
Older
yeah,
people.
yeah.
James Frederick, do those sodas with hemp or whatever work the same day, or is it snake oil? You know, they sell. I've seen those drinks in the dispensary.
Yeah.
If you get it in the dispensary,
God.
no, go ahead. Okay.
No, well, John Fiore, who was on The Sopranos, he played Gigi. He was on my show, and he was drinking one of those.
Oh,
And
no
I
way.
asked, and I asked him, and he's like, you don't really though, like get like a crazy like, ooh, you know, when you smoke high, it's more like a nice body though type sensation.
Yeah, they have the drinks that have CBD in them, and then they also have like 10 milligrams of like the THC in them.
That's what he had.
And depending on who you are, that
That's
might
true.
make you
Everyone's
feel good.
different. It's all exactly.
Yeah.
It's
Right.
So just because I might say, hey, this works great for me, it might not for you. So
Right.
I would dip in though with the indica though, if anyone's just going in for the first time.
Something more chill. Something more chill.
And medical,
Mushrooms and
nothing
weed.
street. No, don't listen to the guy in the corner say, yeah, this is indica. No, go and get it from dispensary.
Mushrooms, weed, and a beverage. Yeah.
Yep. Mushrooms are fun.
Chris, I somehow turkeyed Ativan and Klonopin. Worst 2 weeks of my life. Wow.
What do you say?
Yeah, concentrates.
Oh,
Vinny Boombots. Yeah.
Chris, I somehow cold turkey. I've been there, and terrible, absolutely terrible. Especially, and you got to be careful though when you're coming off Klonopin and stuff, and booze, especially because you can take seizures and die. Do you know, like from a heroin withdrawal, like you don't die, but the Klonopin and the booze are the only two.
Yeah, alcohol. Yeah. Alcohol. I heard you can die. Yeah.
Alcohol's terrible. Like I said, I don't tell people like don't drink, have fun. I just know I can't. But it is just because it's legal doesn't mean that it's not fucking terrible. I mean, it's
DL, the shit is too strong today. Last time I had a THC high, my friend gave me a Jolly Rancher that made me super. Yeah, so it's different when you ingest it. I don't want to get all like fucking. It's a different chemical reaction in the body. It does a completely different thing to you.
DL,
Does Ross? I grow my own Jolly Rancher therapy. I wish
ate a
I could grow my
cookie.
own. I mean, I could, but
Brett, I ate a cookie once and a guy owed me $500 and he was 5 doors up. I was too afraid to get I was underneath my fucking covers. It's completely dead. Made me so paranoid. That's
It's different.
completely
Yeah, it's
different
completely
when you
different.
eat
I
it,
mean,
DL. And
the
plus,
body's reaction
and if
to it
you
is
think
different.
pot's too strong, if you think pot's too strong with the medical, you could actually walk into the place and be like, listen, I don't want something that's real. Like you could talk to them and like they'll give you the lowest form of THC.
Well, they
It's just
don't.
the
As
safest
far
way
as
to
listen,
go.
I've been in dispensary, the only ones in New York now, in New York City, and in Atlantic City, and also in Boston when I was in Boston for like 2 or 3 days, months back. And the gummies and the edibles that they sell.
Not gummies. I'm just saying weed in general.
Oh, weed, okay. But I know
I'm not saying
they keep the milligram dosage to a minimum. They say you can't buy like crazy stuff in these dispensaries.
Yeah, I got a
That
gummy
I've
one
seen,
time.
not that I've seen.
Brett, a gummy bear that was this big, and I literally ate just the head of the gummy bear, and it was like that little motherfucker was in there, just kicked like football punt in my brain. So you
Jesus.
never you got to be careful. And I'm like, how could something this small? But then I'm like, well, pills do that. They're that small. But yeah, you got to be edible. Be careful.
Turned you into a Care Bear. I love the THC pills they have prescribed. They had a smile I cannot get rid of. Yeah, my friend told me about those.
Yeah, everyone's different. What's up, Doug?
But now that is legal now. So
yeah, your liver. Yeah, your liver metabolizes it into different chemicals. I remember Rogan saying 100 times. Yeah, Rogan used to say that shit all the time, right?
Yeah.
What would he used to say?
He used to hate.
I don't know. It's a different. Yeah, it's a different. No, but it is a different process. 11 hydroxy THC. Ricky Bobby, does that sound familiar? 11 hydroxy THC processed by your liver.
He got prescribed THC pills that had a
My friend bought
smile.
them at a dispensary. He was telling me they'd fucking pills.
Yeah, but I mean, the prescribed ones though would be the way I'd want to go though. And he had, and see, I'm still like an addict, looking like in a smile on his face all day. What do
I can get this over the counter. Oh, what's going on?
Listen, 3 years, 10 year, whatever. I mean, it's always in you, you know.
Yeah.
Especially when you're doing some of the hard stuff. It sucks, but it is what it is. You just got to get through it.
Gummies are either 2 mg or 10. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, they go up to like 10 each. Last I saw. When I was in the hospital, they were giving me Dilaudid for pain. I thought I was in heaven.
Yeah,
that's
what I got
opiate.
Yep, they give that to you though, like an IV drip when you're in the hospital.
Yeah, that's it. Ricky Bobby 420. Yeah.
Ricky Bobby, I love your avatar.
I'm on the ball. Yeah, I try to stay on the ball. But you're right. He used to always talk about that. He loves that. I mean, once Rogan gets on something, it's like, oh, I gotta fucking tell everybody about this. Like, especially if they bring it up. Well, actually, it's 11 hydroxy THC and this and that. Doug Ross, Chris, you're smoking strong stuff. If you get him some weak liquor stuff, you'd be great. When I lost my leg, Dilaudid and Roxy's. Wow. Yeah, you know what it is with me? I was always scared of taking pills or cocaine. It always like freaked me out for some reason. I always stuck with the green stuff. As all of my friends around me did everything, 3 of them dead and all types of crazy shit. It's good to talk about THC because a lot of people are wrongly informed. Yeah, I think people are getting better. But yeah, some of them, I saw Elton John in the news the other day complaining about weed legalization. I was like, where the fuck did that come from, dude? Sit down. What are you talking about?
Because he has a donor, though, that probably pays millions and millions and millions of dollars. Well, that's politicians, though. Donors, though, they just say whatever they're paid. But
what was that? I didn't read what it was about. But it was like,
why would you say
talking about,
like
Rocket Man?
You know what I can't stand is like, let's say in the AA rooms, if someone got off heroin or fentanyl, right, for years, and then the AA room finds out that they smoked weed the night before, they say, you lost all your clean time. You didn't lose all your clean time. You got right back up with the horse. So give me a break. Like here's what I'd say. I'm not saying the AA rooms aren't bad, but surround yourself with solid people who want you to do good, and make sure that if you're about to go and use, you rat yourself out and you tell your friend before you make a stupid phone call. And
like if you're listen, like you said, your sobriety is your sobriety, and everybody has a different opinion. But like if you're on heroin for like whatever, let's say you're clean from heroin for 3 years, and like for whatever reason, you smoke a little bit of a joint with your friend. I mean, everything's out the door. It's
that's in the AA world. Yes, they would say now you have to get your desire chip again, so it's I don't know. It's ridiculous. And that, do you know what that does? That makes them feel like, oh, I blew 3 years, so I might as well just keep going. Instead of being like, hey, man, get back up on the horse. You're all right. You had 3 years. How about some encouragement? So don't ever think you screwed up because even whatever you do, if it's one day, get back up on the horse.
Right.
You didn't lose all that time. Period.
We need Neuralink secretly installed in the Gemini Twins brain so you can download the stories. That's funny. I never thought about that from that angle. Neuralink downloading people's memories and then putting them on hard drives. Imagine that. That'd be fucking sick.
Look at us already at 3 hours, my man. I love it.
Yeah. I'm actually gonna cut it out.
I can't thank you enough for this. Was last minute. I thought I was going to go watch The Usual Suspects for the 100th time, and then I saw, because I was doing business all day back and forth with certain interview, big podcast for someone, and then I'm just like, I could finally relax. But then I was like, fuck it, I'm coming on. So thank you for having me.
No, I appreciate you coming on. Yeah, that was awesome.
Yeah,
call me whenever you're gonna come back, if you're gonna be in New York. Emmanuel, have a good night, man. Thank you for hanging out. Appreciate it, dude.
And I'll call you too. And then Ro, if you don't mind, if anyone wants to subscribe over to, because the channel's going to change to Hard Truths and Reviews, you could just click the link and subscribe over there. A lot of good stuff going to be going on, like out in what happened out in Boston, and from the old gang war days to Bulger to all other different type of stuff as well. So give us a subscribe, plus the Buffalinos too. A lot over there.
Sir.
Hard Truths.
Make sure you guys go over there. And Loomis, thanks a lot, buddy. We'll talk soon, all right?
Thank you, Brett. You are the man. And thank you to your chat. Thank you.
Thank you, bro. All right, guys. Mr. Loomis. Make sure you go over to 52 Topics with 52 Topics. Make sure you go over to Hard Truths and Reviews with Loomis. Go over to 52 Topics with Frank Fiordellino. And if for some reason you're here right now and not subscribed to my channel, I don't know what that's all about, but make sure you subscribe. Chris, shoot me an email, Chris. Shoot me an email. Brett quoting Uncle Joey over here. Did I quote Uncle Joey? Did I? The reason why I was in Boston, Vinny Boombots, was to see Lee Syatt, though. Me and a bunch of my friends who have been in this church Facebook thing for a while. I spoke about it, though, but yeah. Yep, I got it, Loomis. I just got your text. I got it. Definitely will. All right, guys. Listen, this was cool. 3 hours. I'd like to thank everybody for hanging out tonight. Very much appreciated. Once again, thank you to G78. It's been a while since I did a live. I've been putting a lot of energy into the 52 Topics channel with Frank. But I did put out something on Sunday on my channel, Martin Crookman. Check it out. G78, I know you're sleeping in Ireland, man, but thank you so much. 1999, Ryan Brown, thank you so much. Vinny Boombots, thank you so much for that cash app. Very generous of you, buddy. Roro, very generous of you for the cash app, as always. Greatly appreciated all the contributions. You guys are the best. Thanks for hanging out. Oh, that's right. That's right, Ricky Bobby. That's right. That's so fucking funny. Are you still in... Are you still in that group there, Ricky Bobby? Are you still there? Because it had a little bit of a resurrection lately. All right, well, let me get going. Ricky Bobby, thank you, buddy, for hanging out. Roro G, Doug Ross, you know what I miss, bro? The lives with Buddy there from the DeMeo crew guy. Yeah, I'm going to try to get him back soon. I was saying earlier he disappears and he appears and he disappears. And, Randall Smith, thank you, buddy. Thanks for hanging out. Appreciate you. Vinny Boombots, we got to hang out one day too, Vinny. You're not too far from me. Ricky Bobby, yeah, I'm glad you caught the live also, buddy. Really appreciate that. Really appreciate it. There you go. There's the Pete the Pick videos. Doug Ross, $5. Thank you. $5 CA Canadian, right? Thank you, buddy. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. All right, everybody. I want to say good night to you. Thanks for hanging out. They were great. I bought him a steak. They were great. I bought him a steak. What does that have to do? Sorry, I'm a little lost with that one. Oh, okay. I get it. All right, yeah. Cool. All right, guys. Listen, you all have a beautiful weekend. Go out, do something good. I know it's probably chilly in a lot of places where some of you are at. Mr. Boombots. Watch out for those drones over there. Yeah. The Lives with Buddy. Good night, Doug Ross. Thank you again. All right, everybody. Roro, much love. Thank you so much, everybody. Peace.